Yeah, kind of like once you in a slump, once you get a hit, suddenly you start getting base hits. That's what it felt like him. Oh, this is starting to feel good now. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. We talked about this on our Red, Gold, and Bold podcast last night. Should Patrick Mahomes play any preseason games? I mean, I've told you if I were the coach, I would institute this policy. We're gonna play one game where the big boys play a quarter, we'll play another game where they play a half. If I think we're humming, I'll take them out before that. But I mean humming. Like, we're not going to show anything, but, like, I want to see some real plays. Not like we came out there and went 3-and-out. Like, no, we're good. We broke a sweat. I would institute that policy and be like, listen, somebody's going to get hurt. It's going to happen, but it's football. And for us to be at our best, when we take the field in week 1, we need to play football, and we need to play it at the pace we want to play it. Otherwise, that whole first half, maybe even the first game, maybe the first game and a half is just a ramp up, and we're not donating the first game at any time. So this is my policy. This is how we're going to do it. I'd tell the owner if I was being interviewed, this is my plan for preseason. I want you to be aware of it. I will attempt to position the game that we're going to play, guys, around the home game. So if you go road, home, road, I'm going to go a quarter in week 1. I'm going to go a half in week 2. And then the third one, we're just looking at people. And ideally, that's what I would like it to be.
Yeah.
Right? If you're home, road, home, I don't know that anybody goes home, road, do they? I mean, I would think you wouldn't. But if you're home, road, home,
Yeah.
I would try to go a quarter in the first game. None of the big boys in the second game on the road, and a half for the third game, because then we've got 2 weeks to get ready. This is our policy. This is our plan. Injuries will happen. You can bitch, you can moan, but we're going to be ready to play in week 1. And if we look like crap in week 1, after I've done this, then guess what? Next year, a half and a game. Like, here's your incentive, fellas. If you're going to be around, if you're on a multi-year contract, play well this year, because I'm only going to play you more if we suck in week 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is accountability.
Motivation and accountability, yeah.
So, it's but this is a unique situation. I mean, that would be my policy. But now you've got your star quarterback coming back from a knee injury. Should he play in this preseason game or any preseason game?
At some point, he should. I mean, if he's not ready to play this week, is he going to be ready to play? He's been all this time, and he's just not quite ready to go. But he's good for next day.
Well, he made the
Saturday.
comment basically saying that, like, he's not cleared for week 1.
Yeah.
So, but do we think he's a no-touch, full go in practice, and there's some other hurdle he has to clear, or it's just like we're not going to clear him for a game action until Andy says we want him to play. Can he go? And then I think they're going to clear him. I don't think he'd be out doing what he's doing. Right. If he wasn't, like, if they had a game on Sunday, do you think he would? If he had week 1 was Sunday, would he play?
Yes.
I think so too.
I do too.
I'm not a doctor, and no one's told me that.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like out of practice, that he's ready to go.
Because I can't imagine if he had the surgery last December. If we're sitting here on August 12th and we're less than a month or about a month away from the regular season starting, if each week it still has necessary healing and getting back into, unless it's like we want to make sure that everything's strengthened, that the football movements that he has to make, he kind of strengthens those so that maybe avoids some injury, something like that, I guess. But if it's on that fine a knife's edge, then you can't convince me he'll be completely ready for week 1 of the regular season either. I mean, if this far out and we're still going, there's still some steps. That's why I don't think if he's ready for week 3 of the preseason, he should be ready for week 1 of the preseason from a physical standpoint. I'd have to hear something I don't expect to hear to change my mind on that. It could, as you said. I don't study knee injuries, but I'd need to hear something before I think it's. Well, no, not this week. Next week, possible. That doesn't make sense to me. Unless it's just, as you said, the second part of that answer. When Andy says it's go, he's go. But I don't expect him to play this week. Andy Reid will talk tomorrow for the final time, and he usually on that Thursday says, here's what'll happen. Quarterback starters do this. That's always where he leads off his final presser going into the first preseason game. So I'm sure we'll find out. And my expectation is he'll say Pat won't play.
Yeah. I don't think Pat's going to play in any of the games.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him play. And listen, I would tell you that if there's any quarterback that could not play in any preseason games, walk out there and light up week one, put my money on Mahomes.
It's year 10 Pat.
Yeah. I mean, I put my money on Patrick Mahomes being the guy that can go do it. And I understand it. You don't want to risk the asset. I mean, I hate to boil it down and quantify people as assets, but he's a tremendous asset to the organization and to the football team. And, I think that, and I think you'd feel if this were the offense that seemingly was ahead of the curve on everybody from 18 to 22, maybe I'm not giving credit, maybe like 15 to 22, because certainly in the 17 season, Alex Smith had his finest year, so they were humming, and certainly
Kareem Hunt went crazy,
and they turned Bill Belichick's defense inside out. The opener, I mean, Andy Reid was clearly very creative and ahead of a lot of folks at that time. The Patriots oftentimes came out slow because I think a lot of what Bill Belichick's brilliance is he's a counterpuncher. Yeah. Okay, now I know what you're doing.
Tyreek Hill was in his bag already.
Yeah.
So,
but so, like if he comes out and lays an egg and they score 13 points against the Denver Broncos and they start the year 0-1 in the division, already looking up at the Denver Broncos. Like this isn't
with a home loss.
Yeah, you're not catching the Panthers coming out.
Right.
This is a really important game for this team.
Yeah, at home, and it's a game where the offense, because that's the strength of Denver's team. Although they got better at the passing game this year with the addition of Jalen Waddle, but that's a team that's largely built on its defense and its ability to get heat on the quarterback and disrupt things that way. I mean, I guess that gives them not an out, but if they only scored 13 points, Denver's a real good defensive team. That's a possible response, but that's the fact that you still have to play them, and why would you not want to be as good as you possibly can on offense in a game of that import? Because win that game, and you're like, all right, we're one up, everything's back. Denver was, they were talking about it's our division now moving forward, and you could say, slow down. But to do that, they've got to be crisp offensively from the get-go, because if they're off, if they're out of sync, I think you are going to see 13 points. So I think that defense can do it to you. I'm not looking forward to Nick Bonito lining up against Jalen Moore or Khalil Benson on that side, or wherever they decide to put him.
Well, I am looking forward to anybody lining up against Josh Simmons because I think he's going to be pretty good.
Yep.
So I
think they move Bonito around a lot, and I could see if they're just going to stick him on the right tackle all day, they're going to have to just chip all day and find some way to stop him. Which rely on the running game.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. I mean, I do think one of the things we're going to see that's night and day. Like, listen, they earned 6-11, and I do grow weary at times of coaches and Andy Reid. I don't know if you know this, he's a coach. And he is one of them that says this a lot, but like the margin is so narrow. It's so fine. It's so close. I do grow weary of that, but I think there's a lot of truth in it. And I think that's one of the reasons why they preach it, and I think that's the good news if you're a Chiefs fan looking at the 6-11 football team, is that the margin of error is very narrow.
Yeah. It was the payback for the previous year.
There was that, yes, and how many close games they won. But it was also like things started stacking upon themselves, right? And so the margin of error, well, we gave up this margin, and we gave up that margin, and that margin, and that margin.
Right.
It adds up. And then I think when you were maybe 3 margins of error ahead, okay, you win, you go 14-3.
Right.
When you drop 6 margins and you're 3 margins behind, it turns around and goes the other way.
You go 6-11.
But it doesn't mean that you have 40 different things that you have to fix.
Right.
And so that I think is where you get excited if you're a Chiefs fan. Now, they lost their number 1 corner. They dropped another margin, right? Maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
But they we hope Mansour Delane is going to be a player. And so they're back one, right? They're back up one. I think my optimism, and one of the things I want to see out of that preseason game on Saturday afternoon is I just want to see Peter Woods blow somebody up. I want to see him either shed and swim right by a guy and blow up a running back 3 yards deep, or have a quarterback just tossing the ball away or sacking the quarterback. Just once, let me see him abuse somebody the way I've seen him abuse some people in practice. And if I see that, I'm going to be like, okay, I mean, that guy's trying to make the team. That guy's trying to get ready for the season. That guy's trying to get paid. He's trying to sharpen his skills. And Peter Woods just owned him. Then I'll be like, okay, that next to Chris Jones, that's multiple margins forward. Like, I do think that the big part of the equation is I think they have, number one, I think they're really good at their secondary evaluation. They're really good at developing their secondary. And I think there's some good pieces back there. And so I think the secondary will come along as the season goes. I don't know if it'll get to where it was last year. It was really good last year because they couldn't pressure the quarterback at all, and they still covered pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Right? But if I do think that there are a couple of things that if the Chiefs do better, and I understand why, you know, on offense, well, we changed the receiver coach, the running back coach, we got a new running back, and that's all we really need. That was the offseason plan. I mean, I don't think anybody went get undrafted free agent to start at right tackle. And I am more and more subscribing to Sam McDowell's. You have two, you don't really have one. Like that this is it's going to be, you know, somebody has to play, and so somebody's going to go out there. But if Josh Simmons can be what I think he can be, and you don't have to worry about the left side, then you can protect on the right. You can shade protection that way. You can chip. You can help. You know, you can do all those things, and I think they'll be fine if that's where they are. But I do think the ability, if Andy Reid's got the scheme, and listen, it might be that Andy Reid wanted to get under center and wanted to run the ball, and he looked at his running backs and go, they suck. We're not going anywhere with that. Like, I see what Sean McVay's doing. I see what Kyle Shanahan's doing. I don't have those backs. To which you would then, you know, would be like, okay, coach, we got to line up and play this week. Not a topic for this week, but in the offseason, how did we end up with just those backs? Let's rewind to the past offseason. Why did we not upgrade that position earlier? And part of it, and we've said it many times, part of it is when you have a big contract quarterback, it's tough to address all your needs. And so, you know, and I think part of it also might be that they didn't really realize how bad it was. That Isaiah Pacheco is a declining entity even early in his career because of injuries or what have you. But that maybe Andy Reid knew, hey, I got to play differently. But I don't have the weapons to play differently.
Yeah, we know it's a problem. What do you want me to do about it?
So my optimism on this team bouncing back and being a true Super Bowl contender, not just 10-7 in the wash. And yeah, Pat can win any one game, but even Pat can't win 3 in a row or 4 in a row with this group. Being beyond that, being a real contender, whatever the record might be. You can have a rough year and injuries and then get some guys healthy and go into the playoffs at 11-6 and be way better than your 11-6. You can also go in at 15-2 and not be as good as your 15-2, which was largely what they did 2 years ago when they then got throttled by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But I do think that there is the potential for Peter Woods, R. Mason Thomas, healthy FAU, second-year Ashton Gelati, not double-teamed as much Chris Jones, Kyrus Tonga in the middle. They say R. Mason Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
R. Mason Thomas coming off the edge. I think the potential is there for the defensive line to be a lot better, and that has been what killed the Chiefs in their 2 Super Bowl losses. If this defense can pressure with 4, I would tell you that most people in the NFL would be hard-pressed to name how many Eagles defenders could the average guy driving around in the car name that aren't defensive linemen?
Maybe 2.
Yeah. There'd be, I mean, the hardest of hardcore fans, if you play a fantasy league with defensive players, okay, you probably got a better chance.
Yeah. Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond, that's about it.
And then that's right.
And everyone else is up front.
Yeah. And, you know, so I do think that they have a chance to have like a, for lack of a better term, a force multiplier on defense where they've improved themselves defensively. And I do think that if the scheme and the running back are better, I know the running back's better, we'll see if the scheme is better. if it's better, I think that can be a force multiplier on offense. I think it can open up slants for Rashee Rice to catch and run, drag routes for Worthy, screen passes. I think it can be a big, big step forward. So that's my optimism. But I am terrified that they're going to play no one. Definitely not going to play Pat. I would bet money he does not play in one preseason game. And I'm terrified they're going to come out sluggish.
Yes. Again. So I think they came out sluggish in the opener.
Against the Chargers down in Brazil?
2 years ago. Didn't they? In 24, they came out and they won, I think. With that.
Well, 24, they would have been on the kickoff. They would have been the opener because they were defending champions.
Yeah, they lost to the Lions, didn't they? Wasn't it the Lions that lost, or was that in 23?
I don't remember. Who was the opener 2 years ago, Kyle? Come on, do something over there, Kyle.
Do math. Maybe I'm thinking about it. That was the previous. It was 23.
I'll have it. You guys sit there and wonder. I will actually attempt the internet.
Yeah, good luck with that.
24 we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
24, and I apologize to those of you screaming at the radio. 24, they open on Thursday, 27-20 win over Baltimore.
That's right. That was the toe touch game.
They came out sluggish to the tune of a 9-0 start.
I mean, the offense on the first game. I thought the offense was a little sluggish, but
they were up. Weren't they up 27?
Yeah. But I was thinking of the Detroit game. I had those two games transposed.
So there you go. You got it wrong.
When the Kadarius Toney batting the ball to everyone.
Still frustrating.
By the way, I can't remember what game it was.
Need T-shirts. I survived the Kadarius Toney era.
I was going back through some of the postseason games.
Pat needs that shirt. Get that for Pat.
One of the games they had to win it by recovering the onside kick, and guess who recovered it? Kadarius Toney. It's fantastic. I think it was against Jacksonville.
Kadarius Toney, do you mind the third-round pick for Kadarius Toney?
No,
because he helped win a Super Bowl.
The punt return.
I've said it. I mean, we don't have to act like he was a star player, but the trade was fine.
Yeah, that return changed the direction of that game.
Yeah.
The Willie Gay coming on the blitz, forcing the incompletion, and that punt return, those two plays turned the tide. And but yeah, it was the game against I can't remember, but there was this. I was like, there he is again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there he is, Toney.
All right, 913-3-810-810. We'll open up the phone lines. You can grab a phone line right now. 913-3-810-810. Chiefs, Royals, Sporting, K-State, KU, MU. Always a topic here in the program. Jim will lead us off when we come back. We are off and running on a sticky Wednesday.
The program with Soren Petro.
That is trash!
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Have you been thinking about getting a new vehicle? Are you planning on getting a new vehicle, specifically a new truck, in the next few months, maybe even the next year? I've got some great news for you. Right now, employee pricing for everyone on select 26 GMC Sierra 1500s is going on at Roberts Robinson. That's right, Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. Find them online at robertsrobinson.com. You can get special employee pricing for anyone on select 26 GMC Sierra 1500s. How about 0% APR for qualified buyers on the 26 Chevy Silverados? So whichever one of these beautiful pickup trucks you want, you can get it and get a great deal right now. How about an SUV, the Chevy Equinox? I got a buddy who's looking at the Chevy Equinox. I'm telling him, go up there right now. It's happening. Don't know how long it's going to last, but you can get 0% APR for 5 years and no payments. Plus, you get a dealership that stands behind the vehicle even after you drive off the lot. Their service department is incredible. Master and world-class technicians. Yes, that's a thing. And they got them. The best service department in town. I know, because they service my vehicle. Coming down, picking it up, giving me a loaner car. It is the easiest, most simple place to work with when it comes to your service. Roberts Robinson does a fantastic job with that. Over 150 new and used vehicles. Check them out right now at robertsrobinson.com. And if you're a military or first responder, how about you save 10% on parts and labor? That's right. Seniors 60 and older, thanks for hanging around with us. We appreciate it. 10% off Tuesdays and Thursdays. So get to the service department at Roberts Robinson today. And every new vehicle comes with something you don't just find anywhere, a free lifetime powertrain warranty. You know what that means? That means you are covered. That means you've got coverage on key components like engine, transmission, transfer case, drive axle, fluids, and filters, all from the best dealership you're going to find. Roberts Robinson has got my business. They've been absolutely wonderful to deal with every single time. So go see them. Whether you're looking to buy a new vehicle, maybe you're going to be talking to sales manager Tim. Tim Trader does a phenomenal job. Finance, Jordan Waters, outstanding. Service manager Robbie Brooks, he is wonderful to work with. The entire team at Roberts Robinson will make you feel appreciated. They know what you need, a great vehicle at a great price, and they're going to hook you up with it. So get there now. Roberts Robinson in Excelsior Springs. Find them online at robertsrobinson.com.
The mortgage process can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to. I'm Taylor with Smart Home Lending, and we help buyers compare multiple lenders in one place so they can make a more confident decision. That means competitive options, honest guidance, and clear updates along the way. At Smart Home Lending, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between great service and great pricing. See what's possible at smarthomelending.com. smarthomelending.com.
The way a vehicle makes you feel matters. Precision engineering, progressive design, the unmistakable feeling of Audi. At Audi of Shawnee Mission, discover the new 2026 Audi lineup, including the versatile Audi Q3 and the striking new Audi A5. Right now, lease a new Audi Q3 for $574 a month with only $14.99 due at signing. Or experience the new Audi A5 for only $599 with only $24.99 due at signing. Visit Audi of Shawnee Mission and discover what luxury feels like.
Get paid more for your tech. Paymore offers cash on the spot for a wide range of devices, including phones, tablets, laptops, video games, cameras. The football music, football season. Let's
Raiders.
go. Let's go.
The palms of your hands will thicken. You know,
Is that right?
something like that.
Okay.
You'll swear at the podium.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll say words you shouldn't say in public.
It's the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you for joining us. Take your phone calls here. Fat Jack coming up in our next segment, 913-3810810. Let's get as many people in as we can. Jim, you'll lead us off today. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, Soren, thanks for taking my call.
You bet. What's on your mind, bud?
Well, I had two things. I was calling to see if you watched Hard Knocks yet.
I have not, which I'm frustrated. Last night I was looking for something to watch, and I just totally forgot. I've been watching Quarterback, but I totally forgot that Hard Knocks has started, so I will probably be catching up. I'll probably start it and there's 2 episodes out now? I'll probably get both of them done tonight.
Okay. All right. It's pretty good. The head coach, you can see why he won a Super Bowl. He's pretty with it. Not a pushover, but not a tyrant either. So so far he's showing him in a pretty good light.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that because he obviously, a lot of guys will have that good first year. I think he went 10-7 that first year. And a lot of times then there's a regression. Like everyone's like, oh, I got a new guy. I got to be on my best. And then they regress. He took off like a rocket ship, which is Kurtis has run those numbers a lot.
10 losses to 10 wins.
Yeah.
They generally regress to about 7 and 9 the next
And if
year.
you don't, you're usually the real deal. I mean, guys that then back up that first year end up being really good. And so I'm sure he's impressive because historically this is a really good sign for Seahawk fans.
Yeah. Well, my second thing was I kind of like talking about announcers for the NFL.
Okay.
And now that Romo, it seems like he's not going to be, at least for a while. J.J. Watt, is that what I hear, that he's going to be taking his spot, at least for the interim?
I think for the interim, I don't know what the deal is, what all the specifics are, but my understanding is that the contract of Greg Olson allows him to leave if he's offered a number one crew job. And most people think that that's where they will turn, if they are indeed going to walk on Romo, that they will turn to Greg Olson. Now, it might be the kind of thing that, like, nope, we need notice by June 1 or something along those lines. And it's too late for it to happen, and so maybe J.J. Watt gets to go for the whole year. But I think it'll either be J.J. Watt or Greg Olson this year.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Olson was I think he's better than Brady. I wish he would have kept him instead of Brady, but I hope that's what happens because I really liked Romo the first couple of years when he was straight out of the league. He could have a lot of insight on plays coming up, but now he's just kind of like your silly uncle that's calling a game.
Well, I don't think he studies anymore. I think he was probably nervous when he first got things started and was like, okay, I got to be sharp. I got to be on top of this. And now he's like, oh, no, I'm Tony Romo. I'm getting paid. I'll just get up there and say whatever, and they'll just be so thrilled from the fact that it came out of my mouth.
So CBS announced some changes yesterday. J.J. Watt promoted to the number 1 booth, and then Ross Tucker up to the number 2 booth with Ian Eagle.
And so then are they officially cutting ties with Romo? Did they say he's out?
He's just on indefinite leave.
So until then,
Yeah.
this is the lineup.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, that
you're gonna
I was hoping.
yeah. I don't. They're probably beyond the deadline of when they could go get Greg Olson this year. So J.J. Watt may get a whole year to try to prove that he should be the number 1 guy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, he does. He's pretty good, but I just think Greg Olson's really good.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm glad we're talking about football announcers. Thanks for the call, Jim, because it means football season's here, and we're going to hear them in earnest.
Sometimes the second team 2 guy is better in my mind than the first. I don't know if it's what that is, why that there's a dynamic, or if it's just happenstance. But for years when Enberg was working with Merlin Olsen, I always thought I liked Cricky and Trumpy better. I don't know what that was.
It might be because you usually watch the number 1 crew and you get tired of the number 1 crew.
Could be.
You get
didn't
more
think
of
Merlin
them.
Olsen
So it
added much.
Where's you out?
I think it was more about Trumpy than probably the Merlin Olsen.
913-810-810. Matt, you're in the program. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, Soren, thanks for taking the call.
You bet.
I have a quick shout out and then a Royals question, actually.
Okay.
If that's all right. Shout out is to Gann Asphalt for helping me listen to your podcast all year, which I appreciate very much.
Yeah, they're
So,
good. They're great company and great people. So thank you for saying that.
I have to thank them. And then and I'm curious what your thoughts are. I've not heard. Maybe you've talked about it, but I've missed it. But what we think if Jack Caglianone's going to have a shot at Rookie of the Year, or where that stands right now, and I'll listen off the air.
I can guarantee you. I appreciate the call, Matt. I can guarantee you he will not win Rookie of the Year because he's not eligible. And that was one of the things that last year, bringing him up, he had too many at-bats to be eligible for the Rookie of the Year. That's why he wasn't on any of the prospect lists. Once you lose that rookie eligibility, they take you off those prospect lists. And so, no, he won't. But, that was the sacrifice that they made in trying to win last year. And I think it's worthwhile. I mean, who is the front runner right now in the American League? Is it McGonigal in Detroit?
Yeah. Weatherholt probably in the National
League. Or is Murakami?
He's eligible for it.
Yeah. See what his home run total ends up being, but the fact that he was hurt for about a month may end up taking him out of the equation. So, but I mean, listen, we spent a lot of time this week talking about paying Jack, and I think that's something that a lot of us would like to see.
Last night I thought was a nice follow up to the big night he had on Monday. Again, got a base hit to off a left-handed pitcher to drive in a run. So you're like, all right. And I've heard a little bit, just while we're on that, I've seen some people kind of grousing. There are people just kind of decided they're going to grouse about whatever. Like even Jack Caglianone having a big, month or two is somehow a negative toward Mac Petro because he wouldn't pitch him against left-handers earlier in the year, and now like this is evidence that they should have, or maybe he's hitting now because he didn't get his spirit completely shattered by getting blown away by left-handed pitchers. Is it possible that they did this right? The result is Jack Caglianone is hitting off lefties and good lefties. Tarek Skubal and Blake Snell. I don't see the issue. This season wasn't going anywhere anyway.
They assume that he would have been this hot earlier in the
Yes.
year when he wasn't.
No, they protected him, and he wasn't hitting righties.
Yeah.
So I think they've done a pretty good job bringing him along. And he may be saving Alex Zumwalt's job. I mean,
Possible.
Jack Caglione cannot fail. If Jack Caglione fails, something around him has to change.
Yeah. If
That's
Jack
my
Caglione
opinion.
fails, I think it's going to be more than just a hitting coach.
Yeah, probably. 913-3-810-810. Let's get Ted in here real quick. You're in the program, Ted. What's going on?
Hey, Soren, yesterday I wanted to call in because you were talking. I think somebody gave you a compliment, and then you were talking about self-confidence, and you wished you were more self-confident. And all I could think about was, what the number one reason you're not men aren't as self-confident as they could be, right?
I don't remember questioning my self-confidence yesterday, but I'll bite. No, what is the number one reason?
Wives.
You're just like looking to be in trouble, huh?
Well, my wife is not listening. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, neither's mine. That's one good thing that we know we have in common. No chance she's listening either, but I still have no comment because friends of hers may be.
All right, so I've waited. After the trade deadline, I haven't called and listening to JJ and everything, and then I saw where John Sherman kind of doubled down. We're going to build the bullpen back up, and we might spend money on pitching and stuff, and just going back to the lineup. Everything's groovy with the lineup, and. You go back to 24, and if you look at what it took to get to the playoffs and win a series, Bobby would have to be 150 points more in OPS than he is this year. Vinny would have to be over 100 points in OPS. Salvi would have to be 100 and some points. They got 4 or 5 guys, the main guys that are at least 100 points under OPS this year, and they had 4 starters that had a 3 ERA, 3-something ERA, and started 120 some games. So it takes a lot, and I just listening to JJ say the lineup, not wanting to improve. Now, I'm not saying they're not wanting to, and you don't know their motivation. I just don't think that I think it's pie in the sky to think that you're going to repeat that. I understand you've got Caglione and Jensen in the lineup, so those guys are different. Massey's year this year is pretty much
Well, you can
identical to what he had in 24.
Yeah, and you can add on, and I'm going to let you go, Ted, because I need a break to get to Fat Jack. But you make a great point, and we've talked about this a couple of times with Jeff Passan. The mistake the Royals have made in going to the playoffs in 24 was thinking that was a core of a championship team and not a best-case scenario.
Right.
And what it was a best-case scenario, because I'll throw in 2 top 5 Cy Young finishers. One of them was 34 at the time in Seth Lugo, and only in his second year as a starter. That's not likely to repeat. The other one was oft injured and bounced between bullpen and starting with 2 different surgeries on his elbow. So to think that he was going to continue to pitch at a Cy Young level year after year after year was a mistake. That's right. It's time to start getting your wagers ready. It's time to get excited. Football season is right around the corner. That means we'll be talking every week to our buddy Fat Jack from FatJackSports.com. He joins us here in the program. Fat Jack, how are you, buddy?
Good, Soren. You have a good summer? How are things going?
Yeah, it's been going good. It flew by, in a blink of an eye. Kids going back to school here at the end of the week. It's ridiculous how fast it went by.
I was gonna. My wife asked about your daughter yesterday or day before. I said, "Yeah, I'm going on with Soren." Said, "So how did her daughter do the first year?" Everybody
Great.
go, okay, I was going to check in on.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for asking. Fantastic year one. Getting ready to pack her up and send her up for year two. Got a junior in high school. How about you? How's the family, buddy?
Girl's a queen. My daughter, speaking of queens, is also in New York doing her thing. Kids open about 4 more candy stores at a little sweet treat. They're coming to the Midwest. They're only in Chicago right now in the middle, but they opened 4 in L.A. and 2 in L.A., 2 in San Francisco. They opened the second one in Chicago and all over the Northeast called Little Sweet Treat. So they're doing that, and my daughter's just living her best New York City life. So things are good. And from a gambling standpoint, the summer flew by, as you mentioned, and I blame the World Cup. I mean, I don't know what
that's a
I
good
know
point.
you guys had a ton of World Cup fever up there, but a $100 player made over $3,000 just in the World Cup. And that is a huge summer. I give away baseball for free, and it's been up and down recently, but it was up to start the year. You don't pay for that. But the World Cup, I mean, normally we get this gap. Things start heating up. No, there's nothing to do. We're all sick of the lake, and we're like, where is football? This year we got the World Cup that went through it, but for my clients that signed up early or got on that package, my gosh, just a great bonus. I always talk about building bankroll in the summer. It makes life so much easier, as you know, when you get to the fall and when you get to football. It doesn't. The short-term results don't matter near as much when you've just done your work over the previous 4 to 5 months. And this year, all you had to do was just sign up. I mean, just be a part of that soccer. English Premier League starts next week. We made over 100. We've talked about this before. Made over 100 gains of profit just in soccer 2 years ago. So a really profitable package. But everybody got on board early. They are full and ready for some football, as I know most Chiefs fans are as well.
Yeah, for sure. And how much are you wired into the preseason games and getting a look at the new players, or like what are you doing right now to get ready for the year?
So what's funny is I used to be the guy, I would come on and I would say 2 things to everybody that asked. Number one, if you're betting on, if Pete Rose couldn't make money betting on baseball, then I don't know how I was going to make money betting on baseball. And I didn't offer any baseball package. And then I figured out a couple of guys that actually do pretty well. Not enough for me to charge, but it's free when you sign up for the football season. And then the other thing I'd always say is that one of the 3 signs you have a gambling problem is if you're firing off a bunch of money in the preseason, because it just seemed like a ridiculous way to, even though we're bored, it's like being 400 pounds and saying, you know what, I'm going to wait on the steak, and then you walk up and start eating dessert first, or you start eating the salad bar and you're full on cheese, because it's really tough. But I will tell you, Soren, I've met some guys, and they are really, there's some trends that you can take advantage of in the preseason, but they have very little to do with NFL football. And so if you're looking at the names on the front of the jerseys or how what you think's going to happen with an X's and O's, you're not going to make money in the preseason. It's almost impossible. But similar to the Hall of Fame game, we had over. Very easy. It was almost over by halftime. Easy win. We're 1-0. And these games are free, too, when you sign up. But we're 1-0. That was all about the lack of depth on defense that both of those teams had. People forget. You've got to look deeper. And if you're going to look at what the teams are, look at what their backups are. Look at where they were last year in the standings. So you had one of the defenses that took a couple steps forward, and then Arizona was horrible defensively. They're not going to fix that overnight. And both of them have offensive-minded coaches that are going to want to open it up at least a little bit to see what they've got at least at quarterback and the skill position. So over was the only decent play. You can do that, and then also coaches. Some of them care, some of them don't. John Harbaugh, 60. He's kind of the standard in preseason. 67%, 42-21 against the spread in the preseason. That's really good. Guys like Sean McDermott, Ryan down at Houston. Sean McVay does pretty well in the preseason. Both the other Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, 13-10. Those are the type of guys you want to look at that they're going to care. The guys that don't care, a lot of ex-players, Dan Quinn, Campbell, Nagy at Philadelphia, they're horrible in the preseason. They don't care about the preseason. And so just stay away from those teams. Zach Taylor also bad at Cincinnati in the preseason. Beyond that, it's how if you get a team that goes 0-2, the next game they're going to care a little bit more because that you don't want to go through the entire preseason over. So but those type of things, you heard me say nothing about quarterback play. You really heard me say nothing about how long the starters are going to play. It's all about motivation and things that have very little to do with X's and O's, and more to do with what the vibe or what the purpose of these coaches and teams are going to put into these preseason games.
How about college? Like, what are you focusing on right now to get ready for the college season?
So, that, as everybody knows, is maybe the hardest thing in the world to do. And it's evolved over the last, 5 to 7 years with NIL and transfer portals and all that. Anybody that comes on and tells you, oh, I'm dialed into week one, I know exactly what's going to do, they are full of it, Soren. And you know those guys. I mean, they're going to slow
down, Travis Kelce. Watch the language. Easy there, buddy.
I said full of it. That's all right.
I know, but I thought, there for a second, I thought you were going to get fired up and go further.
It is a nerve, for sure. I mean, guys that come on and lie to people, that is just one of the worst things out there in my world, for sure. And people saying they are dialed in on all these teams early in the year is just not a thing. So here's where I start. But first of all, I get really, really educated on a few teams. And then there's a few other things you can do to look for continuity early in the season. So teams that have back their head coach, their offensive coordinator, and their quarterback. All right, those are three recipes for we're going to be pretty stable, at least from a playbook standpoint and philosophy and culture and all that. So there's 12 of those teams this year that have that back. Arizona, Boise, Charlotte, Delaware, Florida Atlantic, nobody cares about them. Georgia, Houston, Minnesota, Oklahoma, North Carolina State, New Mexico, and Notre Dame. That's it. Everybody else has either replaced their quarterback, their head coach, or their offensive coordinator. And early in the year, those type things either provide consistency or provide some inconsistency. Also steer clear of teams that have lost all their starters one way or another. And there's a number of those teams with 5 or fewer starters. Sam Houston State, Southern Miss, San Jose State, East Carolina, West Virginia, Arizona State, UTEP, Colorado State. Those type teams, don't touch them. Even if you love them, don't touch them. I'd also be careful about the Ireland game, and we'll talk about this as we get closer a couple weeks. Nobody believes that North Carolina is going to struggle more than I do this year. I think this is the biggest waste of time with Belichick. You can't change who you are. You can't change your philosophy, and I don't expect them to win many games. But we see a lot when these teams go to Ireland that crazy things happen. So if you're one of those guys who wants to shove all your chips in early and you didn't get on the soccer this summer, be real careful because those Ireland games, those first couple of weeks, dip your toe into the water, but don't just jump in cannonballs.
I think what I'm hearing is you can't trust the Irish.
You can't trust the Irish. You can't trust the time zone. You're going to eat too much bratwurst or whatever. Pints of beer are going to be flowing if you're over 21. It's a vacation/football game by some guys that don't even know each other. The only thing I would tell you about early in the year that I'm going to bet right now. So if you're out there listening, congratulations, you tuned in really early. But get this down now: Georgia, really bad as a 38-point or more favorite. And they're playing Tennessee State. You can get that at 46 in some spots. That's going to come down as we get closer. Kirby Smart, 0-15-1 against the spread as a 38-point favorite or more. So that'd be the only kind of trend or talking philosophy. You can beat up on Tennessee State and not win by 45 points. So that's an early one as well.
Yeah, I like that. That to me, those are the ones that you can hang your hat on. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't hear the list, but I would encourage everybody. The podcast is at 810. I mean, I did hear the list, but I couldn't write them down fast enough. 810WHB.com, also on the 810 app, and hear the list of teams that have OC, head coach, and quarterback again. We'll have it up at the end of the hour. So if you missed that, you're like, damn it, I didn't get it written down. Have Fat Jack do it again. Just go to get the podcast because I am going to be listening to the podcast and writing those teams down because I will be ready with those. So I love those hot tips that you're throwing around here. We're talking to Fat Jack from FatJackSports.com. Best in the business when it comes to handicapping the games. Everything transparent right there on the site. You can see it. Fat Jack, could you... would you like to share with people what exactly happened that caused you to lose your mind and run with the Bulls in Spain?
A lot of people will blame that on my age that I'm getting to, and that was a little part of it. I thought to myself, I can still do this at 56. I went to Pamplona, ran with the Bulls during we were over there about a month or so. And I thought to myself, if I push this off, I can't, you have a window there, and I am definitely, the window's closing. I'm in pretty good shape for my age, for sure. And so I thought, you know what, this is the time. And I will tell you, Soren, it is such a neat experience. It would have been better had I been 33 and single. I mean, because these people are professional partiers. I mean, they get after it. We were going up to run in Old Town, Pamplona, at 6 a.m. You had to be there by 7. And there were more people coming down after partying all night. This is like on a Thursday or Wednesday than there were going up. And so they have carnivals and festivals and stuff. But the race itself, I mean, I haven't been in a fist fight in probably 7 years, which actually is really late for most people are trying to get to their 40s. But I had a cabbie incident in Vegas about 5 or 6 years ago. But anyway, I had that type of adrenaline. I'm telling you, when those bulls are running at you, and more that the people are running at you. I mean, and I'm from Oklahoma. I'm like people in Kansas. I've seen bulls. I've been to the rodeo before. But when they are running down this narrow street and you're in there with, I don't know how many thousands of people, and somebody falls down, and now there's 10 people falling down, it is an adrenaline rush. So I had a great time. It's something that, I probably wouldn't do every year. If I drank, I would. I don't drink. And you can't gamble on it. But it is an amazing event. And a lot of fun. You want to, if you go there, get an Airbnb that has AC, because that is super important when you're talking about being outdoors in the summer in Spain.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what percentage of your fellow runners were fueled by liquid courage?
So they kick you out if you show impairment. If you're drunk, they kick you out. They clear the course out, then everybody gets to come in, and they go through. And if you're drunk, they remove you. But, of course, guys can fake that. But I think probably 60 to 70% were on something. Another 25 to 30 were hungover. But it's almost all men. I saw probably 20 women out of these thousands of people.
They're not dumb.
That's why I said that. My wife said the same thing. She said, this is the stupidest, this is a guy thing. They're sitting around like, hey, we got to get the bulls from point A to point B. Hey, Joe, go out there and get in front of them. See how that works out for you. And Joe says, no problem. I'll do that. Next thing you know, it's an event. Women are like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to do something productive with my time.
So
it's
they check your alcohol level. Do they check you for D?
No, there's a lot of stupid people there. I mean, you're lining up in an alley basically with thousand pounds worth of bulls running down the street at you. So
wow,
it's funny. The carnage afterwards is something to be seen. Also, I was there with an orthopedic surgeon friend of mine who also ran, and he was closer to the arena. They run into this arena, and then everybody goes in there. It's a whole thing. The arena sells out every day. But so I'm going to catch up with him, and there's literally people laying down on the street that have been probably 40 or 50 people. Ambulances come in, take everybody to the hospital. They need to go to the hospital. An amazing thing. It really was, but not something that I would try when I was 60. So I thought, 56, I'm in pretty good shape. Let's give it a shot.
By the way, I saw video. Fat Jack was taking a video. For at least a little while, he was trying to run and video, which you pointed out you're not supposed to do.
Stick to candy.
Highly illegal.
Yeah, but he did anyway. That was funny. When you sent me that video, I'm like, what is wrong with you? What the hell are you doing?
Everybody's asking the same thing.
We got games to pick. We don't need you out there getting gored to death in Spain, Fat Jack.
That's
Come
right.
on.
I shouldn't have been selling packages the weekend before.
That's right.
Then,
That's right.
Then you got to refund everything if something happens. But luckily, though, I'm back in business. The accounts are full. I'm telling you, all of my apps are full and ready to roll. We're going to have a huge football season. By the way, I think the Chiefs. I go around the country and I talk about long shots to win the Super Bowl or longer shots to win the Super Bowl. You're not getting the same bounce with this Chiefs team that you would have thought after last year because they're the Chiefs. Everybody knows they're probably going to be better. But this is a team that I rarely play them because you get no value. There's going to be some value with this team early, and I think it starts in week 1. 0-2 divisional teams that the other team made the playoff, their record when they come back and play that divisional opponent the first week of the next year is really, really strong. We'll talk about it more when we get closer, but I think from a gambling standpoint, there are going to be some opportunities to take advantage of the Chiefs, where in the past that hasn't been the case. And also, even with the defense taking its time, I don't think the defense is going to show up and be what they've been in the last couple of years. I'm sure you guys have talked a lot about that. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be ways to take advantage of that, which we will be getting into, of course, every week here on our segment.
How's everybody get in touch with you, Fat Jack?
FatJackSports.com. Now's the time. Enter KC as your coupon code. And it definitely add soccer right now, add the NFL players props that won 4 out of every 5 weeks last year. Those prices go up next week, and you're not going to get this coupon code next week either. So enter KC, sign up for a season package or add one of those season options, and you're going to save 10% on that package, fatjacksports.com. I'm very, very excited about this season. We're 1-0 in the preseason. You get all those plays for free. They'll be coming out tomorrow again, about 10 to 15 games of profit on average.
Got it.
Just in the preseason. So, guys, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Fat Jack, you're the man. We appreciate it. Can't wait to get the season going, my friend.
All right, take care. Have a good weekend, guys. See you.
All right, 50s and 60s pitcher Bob Buell holds a rather regrettable record of futility. What is it? Brought to you by Twin Peaks.
time to welcome one Todd Lebo to the festivities. We're going to play the feud. You heard it, brought to you by our friends at Nick and Jake's. Just for playing, you're going to get a $25 gift card to Nick and Jake's. If you win, we'll up that to $40. Great spot to go watch some games with the fellas. Maybe a little date night. Their made-from-scratch menu is absolutely fantastic. Take the whole family. If you got a special event, they've got a room that we love at the 135th. Got a couple things you can kind of cordon off and make your own little room if you got a big family or you want to do some kind of little party there. They just do a great job. Nick and Jake's, Kevin Timmons, Jen Timmons, great people, great Kansas City folks, locally owned and operated for years. It's Nick and Jake's, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. nickandjakes.com. We welcome Todd Lebo to the festivity. How are you, Todd?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Are you?
Doing great.
Super?
Our third padded practice in a row up at
I'm
camp.
super. Thanks for asking. That was like a hit song back in the day. You remember that?
I don't think I know that one.
I don't think we can talk about who it was. I'm pretty sure it's a year gone by.
Could be some problems.
Yeah.
To write that down and pass it to me in a note because I don't think I know that song. Anyway, had a little Chiefs practice today. They got a little short one tomorrow, 10-10-10, as they get ready for that first preseason game. If you want to go to practice on Friday, don't. They don't have it.
No practice because they're going to play the next day.
Yeah, and then no practice Sunday either. Just 4 days left for fans to make their way north after tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I think the artist had another hit called Blame Canada,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken.
I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I was up at practice today, and, it was fine.
It was fine?
That was fine. Fine practice.
What do you mean? In what way?
Fine. I mean, I think there was no fights. There was no nothing. I did see, I just more and more, I think Kenneth Walker is going to be a real force for this team.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I think he's going to start.
He looks like a star for sure. I'm not worried. I'm not sounding the alarms right now, but I don't think Rashee Rice looks like he's ready to play football. Like he's not catching the ball very well. He's not getting open, things like that. It's just practice, but we'll see what it looks like when the lights are on. Peter Woods got knocked down today.
Oh, wow.
They ran a screen pass, and he got out there, but he did not see Creed Humphrey. And
Creed Humphrey saw him?
Yes, and he got knocked down, and he stayed down for a little while, but he was up, and he's got a little ankle thing going right now. He made it all the way through practice. He did not leave the field. He went right back in the huddle and did his deal. But then they ran a screen later, and he got out there, but
had his head on a swivel.
He was watching a little bit better when he got out there.
Okay.
I do think the screenplays will be back for this team, more than they've been, which I think is important because I think they were a really good screen team when their offense was good. When it was great, elite kind of offense. So I think Walker's going to be a big part of that. So that's the thing. I haven't been up there as much. I know you had Sam on and Matt,
Sam's
Derek,
up there for
and
all
Pete.
of them.
They're pretty much
all
at all of them. I've been up sparingly this year, but it was good today. Good practice. Good long one today. Love the long play drive. And we'll play a soundbite later. Travis Kelce's the old man. He's like, I tell the guys what the long play drive used to be. He's like 12 today. Is that even a long play drive?
They used to do like 20.
Yeah, they've been 20 before. They did have a 16 this year, but things have changed a little bit.
You ready to play the feud?
I'm ready, man.
All right, let's play. We need a contestant. That contestant has a name. His name is John. John, welcome to the program. We appreciate it. You no doubt have heard the feud before if you're willing to embark on this journey. You've got a choice to make. Are you going to play with Todd? Are you going to play with me? Or are you going to play with Kurtis?
I'm going to play with you, Soren.
There we go. I like that.
Do it.
I like that. John and I, what's your order? Let John pick who he's going to go up against. How are you guys going to do it over there?
Kurtis goes first.
I'll go first because you went first last time we were together.
Okay, Kurtis goes first, and then Lebo. Do you want to go opposite Kurtis and go first, or do you want to go second and go opposite Todd?
I'll go first.
Okay, John will lead off, so it'll be John against Cletus. It'll be me against Lebo. We meet again, Todd.
I'm ready.
All right, John, let me test that buzzer real quick.
John.
There
It's
it is.
a pretty quick buzzer.
That is a quick buzzer.
Give me John. Give me Kurtis. 7 answers for this first question.
I've already lost.
Name current SEC quarterbacks.
Kurtis.
Kurtis.
Austin Simmons.
Austin Simmons is number 3. John, can you beat that?
You better start scribbling, Todd.
Oh my gosh. I'm so bad with the SEC. Who's the Missouri quarterback? Arch Manning. Not Missouri, but Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, number one on the board.
There you
He's
go.
not the Missouri quarterback.
Yeah, the Missouri quarterback was already said. All right, we got to play because I'm going to tell you I'm going to be no help to steal unless you think you got all the SEC quarterbacks and you can nail one.
No, I mean, this is going to be tough. So I leave it up to you. I mean,
I am not going – I'm going to tell you that I'm probably going to take the sombrero and go 0 for 3.
Let's pass, then. Let's pass.
So you think you can come up with one to steal? It means we're going to have to get one right. If we do this, we could go 0 and 3, and then they got to get one right.
You're also assuming Todd and Curtis aren't.
I've got a couple. I've got a couple in my.
So you want to pass?
Yeah, let's pass.
All right, the rare pass has occurred. You punks, go get him.
Do I have to go first? Well, I'll say my guy, John Mateer.
Number 7 on the board.
Ooh, wow.
I'll take the guy who took the job from my guy, Trinidad Chambliss.
Number 2.
How about Lenoris Sellers?
Number 6.
How about we just talked about him last week. Hang on. Yeah. Jeff George. I got to think. I'll think of this guy eventually, but I want to.
Jeff George.
I just thought of the guy.
No, he said Jeff George.
Yeah.
Strike one.
Well, you get him next because I'm in trouble here.
I'm not even writing.
Are you just filling out something for tomorrow?
Doodling, yes.
Drawing pictures.
I'm moving
All right, tell
on.
us the names. Let's go. We
All
have
right,
Austin Simmons.
Off the board. Number 1, Arch Manning. 2, Chambliss. 3, Simmons. 6, Lenoris Sellers. 7, John Mateer.
So we're missing the middle there.
4 and 5.
God, these guys move around so much. I know I can describe one of the guys, but I don't want to give anyone any help. God, Alabama's guy left. How about, I think this guy's already gone. He's gone to another one. Maybe someone's wrong. Jackson Arnold.
Strike 2.
Played for 2 SEC teams. Now he's gone.
I think the one I'm missing is Marcel Reed.
Nope. That's a right guy. That's A&M's guy, right?
Yeah.
Over to Petro and John.
All I'm thinking is Smith. and that's just because it's the most common last name in America today.
The one guy I thought Georgia. What's his name? Stockton.
Oh, dang it!
Is that it? I like Lebo's response. You want to go with it?
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
Stockton.
Gunner. Stockton. Number 4.
Is the other
Last
guy
name,
LSU's dude?
He is LSU's dude.
The guy from ASU.
Sam
Leave
it.
I was going to say Sam.
The one you left.
Sam something.
So that's 90.
You wouldn't have given me
Nice
Sam,
work.
right?
Wow, nice job, John.
Good job. Gunner Stockton.
Made the play to pass and stole the rest.
That's right.
Yeah. The guy from LSU is Arizona State's guy who was really good, took him to the playoff 2 years ago. And
Listen,
then
you
got
keep
money
babbling about quarterbacks. We're trying to talk about the greatness of John.
It was great.
Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off, and it does.
Gunner Stockton.
I guess.
In your face, Lebo.
Apparently, last names are enough. I don't know.
That's fantastic. I love it.
All right, give me Todd and give me
I knew
Soren.
the dude's name was Sam.
We've been scored against finally.
Yeah.
7 answers on the board. Big 12 quarterbacks.
Lebo.
this
Petro.
time. Lebo.
Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson, number 1.
Now,
Pass
could
or
be in
play?
the same boat here, Curtis. I don't like the Curtis' eyeballs look like saucers right there.
We could be. Oh boy.
I almost just want to watch.
Are you going to play or pass?
No,
I
we're
guess you're
passing.
going to play.
No,
you just can't answer.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
we're
Noah,
playing.
Noah Fafita.
I
Number
thought-
2 on the
I
board.
wanted to pass to make Petro get 3 strikes.
I would get one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Over to you, Todd.
Cole Ballard?
Now I'm done.
Ballard,
You're done.
number 4.
That's what I thought.
Ooh, boy. Boy, isn't this something? Criminy. Oh, man. Something Sanders.
Strike 1.
Well, the guy who's supposed to be healthy is Will Hammond at Tech. That's the guy who's supposed to be healthy. So Brendan Sorsby is not going to play. So Will Hammond.
Strike 2.
Okay. Are you just drawing, or are you writing names down?
No, I'm not. I started to write Cole, and you said Cole Ballard, and I was done.
I'm going to say Jeff Baylor.
I know Baylor's quarterback's name.
Strike 3.
I know who it is.
Why didn't you say
Well,
it
because I thought the
second
Tech
ago?
guy was going to be the one. He was
That was 3 strikes.
Yeah,
That was 3 strikes.
30 points on the line here, buddy.
I have written down Jones
Instead of Smith.
instead of Smith this time. I don't know. Maybe I should go with Smith again. I don't have anything. Literally nothing, John.
I've got the Houston Connor Wegman. I think is
Okay.
one.
Sounds
And,
good. Sounds good to me.
BYU
Yeah, who's the
guy-
BYU kid? He was really good. 47. Who is that?
Bear Bachmeyer, I think.
Backmeyer?
Reading that.
But those are the only two. I'd probably go with Houston. I think that might be a.
You think Houston over BYU? I'm good at you. You make the call because I got nothing. I got 47 for BYU is what I got.
Okay, let's do, since you have BYU, let's go Bachmeyer.
The right choice. Bear Bachmeyer, number 6 on the list. That's 70.
70.
Over to
Who
Soren
else
and
was
John.
on there?
What you missed, Utah. Devin Dampier.
Boy,
Is
yeah.
DJ Lagway on there? That's the Florida guy who's at
He is
Baylor
not.
now. Okay, yeah.
Number 3 actually was Drew Mestemaker.
Okay.
And then
Who's
number
that?
7 was Connor Wiegman.
Who's Drew Best?
Where do these guys play?
Oklahoma State.
Oh, Oklahoma State. Oh, that's the guy from North Texas. Came with the coach.
And then 7 was Houston's Connor
Yeah.
Wiegman. Nice job, John.
Oh, okay.
And John,
All right,
if John
Johnny even
doesn't-
maximized his points. He
Listen,
took 6 over 7.
If he doesn't win this $40, I'll be disappointed.
If he doesn't
earns it.
win, it will be his fault.
Yeah.
Because he has gotten, I have done so much to contribute to this effort today.
All right, give me John and give me Kurtis again. 7 answers on the
ACC
board.
quarterback.
No, we're
Oh,
moving.
my God.
We're actually moving
Mac.
to the NFL.
Oh,
NFL quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes.
You're not up.
You're
It's
not
John
up.
and Curtis.
Oh, damn.
7 answers on the board. Name a Chief who has rushed for 1,000 yards.
Curtis.
Curtis.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt is number 4.
Oh.
Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes is number 2.
Let's go. We're going to play, right?
You bet.
We're going to take one Lawrence Johnson.
Larry Johnson, number 3.
Jamal Charles.
Number 1.
So what numbers do we have out of the way?
1, 2, 3, and 4. Jamal Charles, Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson, and Kareem Hunt.
And how many do you got?
I got 3 left.
We'll take the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye.
Number 5.
Let's see. So we've got Charles Holmes. Yeah, can you run through them? I'm trying to go through them in my head.
Number 1, Jamal Charles. 2, Priest Holmes. 3, Larry Johnson. 4, Kareem Hunt. 5, Christian Okoye.
So we got like all the recent ones. What about Marcus Allen? Oh, and I know another one here. Okay, Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Actually, never
No.
did rush for 1,000.
Strike 1.
I'm trying to remember. Well, I know this guy did at least rush for 1,000, so I'm gonna take Joe Delaney.
Number 6.
Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking. Old school Mark Garris.
He did do it,
Mike
but
Garrett.
did not make the list. Strike
Okay.
2.
Damn.
How many more are there?
Just 1, the 7th and final.
I can't remember if this guy got there or not. Curtis is he's gonna get it. How many strikes we got? Just one?
You
4.
got 2.
2? Oh.
is it Soren's turn?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I'm gonna go. I can't remember if this guy got there or
Well,
not.
just say it out loud. Don't be scared. Be bold.
I think this guy did, and I
What could
think
go
this
wrong?
guy did. I'm gonna take Barry Word just
Dang.
off recency
Dang it.
bias.
Bang. Barry
Yeah.
Word. That's
Knew
the
it.
full 100.
Oh, that's 100.
That's enough.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that a shutout?
That is a shutout.
Shut up.
That is an ass kicking.
Yeah, and you finally got one right there at the end.
I got many right. I got Collier, I got Word, I got Joe Delaney. You shut your mouth. I did my part on that one. John, you're a
deserves
winner.
it. He won.
Fantastic.
You're a winner. Go get that $40 gift card. Come on down and get that. I'm going to put you on hold. I'll get some information, and you're going to Nick and Jake's on us, my friend.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. Thanks for playing, buddy. John was a good player.
Yeah, very good player.
Because I
knew the
sucked.
He knew the strategy. He knew
strategizing.
and he was naming quarterbacks in the Big 12 like they're going out of style. I really wanted to pass on that.
No,
but you said Fafiti real quick.
I just like
we were not going to get it, though.
That is a classic game. Not only did John rise up, but Kurtis crapped himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just a classic feud right
The good
there.
news is I don't think Kurtis and I got screwed over like last week. I think we really did get screwed out of a strike at
Probably
one
so.
point.
You ever watched a basketball game?
No, we did. I got a guy mentioned this all on Twitter. Says you guys got screwed out of a strike. Like there was 3. It was only 2 strikes, and Kyle said it was 3.
I made a note last week. We lose big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a note now. You lose big.
You lose
ever
big.
watch a basketball game where some guy scores 30 and there's a guy who played like 5 minutes and fouled out, and he's the one talking to crowd?
Yeah, but here's the deal.
Kind of
the plus minus when Petro was on
now,
the floor today was great. You were really good on the plus minus today.
Fair point.
260 to none.
Go polish my
20
my ring.
Polish the trophy.
That's right.
His plus minus was, what was it, 260?
I got to get in that. I saw probably every one of those people at Big 12 Media Day. Don't know you, man. Is Rocco Beck still at Iowa State?
I don't know.
No,
Why would you ask me?
I think he went somewhere
Well, you'd written down Cole something.
I started. I got the half of a capital
does
C.
that mean Cole Ballard is the starting quarterback? Is that what you're saying, Kyle?
Penn State.
I think that is what
He went to Penn State.
what the people are saying.
That's what the people are saying, that Cole Ballard's the
people
starter.
Are saying.
People are saying.
People are saying that Cole Ballard's the starter.
Have we kept track of the scores? Because 260's got to be.
Last week was a
You
big
were
one
270
like
to 0 last
Yeah.
week. Were you part of the winning team?
Yeah.
Or were you over on my side?
It was
that was us.
Yeah.
We got to get a closer game.
I think there's been.
Season's almost over.
I was keeping track of the scores, and then something happened. I got behind. I'll tally them up. I'll get them together. I've got a scorecard. So we'll get them together.
Season's almost over. I mean, it's almost football season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
why
we're
I'm
going
going to tally it up.
Final tally.
Next week, I think it'll be our last one. We put it to bed for a few months, and we'll bring it back out.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Until a bye week or something.
Todd Lebo is here. He's the vice president of sports operations, whatever that means.
You know what that means.
He's here with some Lebo sounds. We'll play that here in a minute. Brought to you by our friends at Family Leisure. K10 Ridgeview, online at familyleisure.com. Mention 810, mention the program, tell them Petro sent you. There are extra discounts. They've got a big sale going on right now. They're blowing out a lot. They got a lot of new merchandise coming in, so they're getting rid of a lot. That means you can save big. Do what I did. We went in, saw the savings, and said, we're getting some new patio furniture. It's awesome. They delivered it. It's absolutely wonderful. Great people to work with, locally owned and operated for more than 25 years. It's where family and fun come together. It's at K10 and Leisure. It's Family Leisure.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, we now present
The Program with Soren Petro. Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hen House has been serving Kansas City for more than 100 years. That's right, more than 100 years locally owned and operated. That is your neighborhood Hen House. So go on down, take advantage, get yourself some great value with the new Hen House Passport Rewards. If you're shopping at Hen House, it's time to get rewarded every time you fill your cart. Their Passport Reward app is your key to bigger savings with personalized offers based on the products you love. Digital coupons you can redeem right from your phone. It's really easy. Download the app. You got it. You're off and running. Exclusive member-only specials, invitations to special in-store events, and promotions, right? So check it out. Right before you go into the store, check out your Passport Rewards app. You can unlock all kinds of deals and save, right? Fresh produce, premium meats, pantry staples, all your favorite local products. They're all on there. Best of all, it's quick, easy, fast, and completely free to download. The more you shop, the more opportunities you'll have to discover personalized savings made just for you. So don't miss out. Download the Hen House Passport Rewards app today. Start enjoying smarter shopping. Bigger savings and more rewards every single time you visit Hen House. Hen House Passport Rewards. Your grocery dollars should go further. They will go further with Hen House Passport Rewards. Your wallet will thank you at your neighborhood Hen House.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
At Aristocrat Motors, luxury isn't limited to one badge. At the Miriam campus, you'll find Mercedes-Benz, Land Rover, Porsche, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo all in one place. With one promise, an elevated experience from the moment you arrive. Explore unmatched variety, work with a team that knows the vehicle is only part of the relationship, and enjoy the royal treatment Aristocrat Motors has been known for in Kansas City for generations. Visit Aristocrat Motors in Miriam at I-35 and Shawnee Mission Parkway. Aristocrat Motors, luxury elevated.
Forbes asked and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I'm Matt Schrum, and if you want insurance made to fit your needs, I've got you covered. Call me at 816-331-9297.
Yes, indeed. Todd Lebo is here. You big golfer wearing your Ping jacket, or is that a freebie?
No, I actually paid for this, but a long time ago.
Okay.
I keep it in there because it's cold in here sometimes.
Yeah.
I got my
The
shorts on
big guy
today.
sweats.
Yeah.
Can be.
So we have to
It's not as
frost
cold
it
as
up.
it is in here when Steven's in here. He ices it as far down as it goes, and there's no sun outside. It's really cold.
Really?
He loves it cold in here.
Okay.
I'm in there on Monday mornings. I'm bundled up. Scott Carroll comes in with a jacket on in the summer. Cold.
Yeah. I mean, there's an element of that goes on.
I was dressed for the outdoors. It was an interesting day up at practice. They had it rained early, so on the way up there it was raining. So I got out of the car. It was like 75 on the thermometer, and the clouds were starting to clear, and they were allowing everyone to come in. And by the time practice was just about over, the heat, the sun, the sweat was going. So they liked it. Third day in a row in pads, so it was a good practice day up there for them.
Well, that's
But
good.
it wasn't hot the whole day.
Right.
It
Well,
got
that's why
a
they
little
practice in the
hotter,
morning,
yeah.
and
There are some
when you
days-
go up north like that, it's
way
cooler up north.
I went for a walk this morning at 5:45 or something, and it was warmer here at 5:45 than when you got up there and that rain had come through and kind of cooled it off just for a second.
Okay.
Not for very long.
Yeah.
But it did cool it off early for a second. And then it got there. It's a pretty
Swamp.
stinking miserable week, honestly, around here.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, it's just it's at 100 on my car yesterday. Ugh, no thanks. But I got home to the neighborhood, and there were some dudes putting a roof on someone's house, and I said, I feel bad for those guys.
Hey, anybody who's working outside right now,
I mean, just
like,
tough. There's a lot of
make sure you get a lot of water. I mean, you're
construction
used to it
going.
if you're out and about. If you work in that element, you're probably used to it and laughing at. But I mean, I'm serious. I mean, it's
98
tough
today,
conditions.
98 tomorrow, 96 Friday, 98 Saturday, 97 Sunday.
Yeah.
Then drops to 84 for Monday. But the next 5 days are going to be
Could I
rough.
get a move-in day under 100?
No,
it was.
You
I
might
remember
die
that
last year up there, wasn't it?
It was like 102.
Well, you're going up north, buddy. It's going to be so cool.
It was hotter up there by like 5
right.
degrees
I
than it
remember
was
that.
down here somehow.
Yeah. So are you? Is she in a dorm or apartment?
It's like an apartment-style dorm.
Apartment-style dorm.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing. You probably see these. Your algorithms probably just like mine.
Maybe I should shut up. 89 and a 55% chance of thunderstorms.
That's not. You don't want to get rain when you're moving in.
Yeah.
But you see these just absolutely insane.
It just means muggy.
Glow ups and stuff that these kids are doing in the dorms now. Like they spend thousands of dollars.
That's
dads
not
are in
us.
there wallpapering the dorms and putting up this stuff. I'm like, what is going on with you? What are you doing?
They actually have interior designers now. They're hiring people
to go for their dorms.
Yes.
I saw this thing. This lady gets paid like $15,000 a dorm room to do them, and she does like 10 of them a year. I mean, what a nice little.
Is it 15,000 cover whatever she puts up, or it's 15,000 for her plus cost?
I don't know.
Of,
Even if you can't have $15,000 worth of stuff in a dorm, it's some wallpaper and paint and like little motifs. The world has gone insane. With I don't want to hear anyone complain about the cost of college if you're spending that much money painting a dorm room for your kid. Okay.
Those who aren't can complain away.
Absolutely. If you're going there and you're taking out student loans to get to school to try to make your life better, complain away. But if you're decorating anything other than some thumbtacks and some posters in your dorm room, you're insane.
True story.
I think we could put a poster up in my dorm room. Maybe this is barely enough room for a poster. I don't think we.
What was on the poster?
Oh, I had some like Metallica posters and stuff.
Okay, as of like an athlete or
no. I had a Nigerian Nightmare poster up.
That's about the time, yeah. I don't have a lot of pictures.
No, I don't think I did. I think that was later because my first year would have been the year that he he was drafted in '88, right?
Yeah.
And then 89 was the big year. That was my freshman year. So there was the Nightmare with him wearing the hat, the Freddy Krueger.
He was just getting ready to go to
I must have had
sleep.
that. Must have been my sophomore year. I had that.
Yeah. We had but I don't know. Get on Instagram and TikTok and see what's going on in the SEC schools, and you'll be so happy with your movement tomorrow.
That's wanting to look at all the SEC schools. I don't want to
know.
You
need to see what
you
need to see what she's getting exposed to on there, and tell her right now this ain't happening.
Ain't no happening.
Okay.
Well, she works 6 days a week all summer.
Yeah, you can go to that school.
So
but if you spend one penny
rolling
on this
more
dorm
money,
room,
these kids she's got more money in her bank account now than I had until I was like 40.
Well, she wants to decorate the dorm herself. Then go ahead.
It's a nanny and a lifeguard.
It ain't on Dad's dime. These dorms. Oh God.
All right,
crazy world.
Todd Lebo's with us, brought to you by our friends at Family Leisure, K10 and Ridgeview.
St. Joe.
Great spot. By the way, their big summer blowout sale is going on right now. Dog days of summer sale. So go check it out. Great time to get a pool, hot tub, spa, patio furniture, you name it. If you're looking ahead to the fall, go ahead and get you a pool table, maybe some theater seating. Family Leisure is a great Kansas City company, more than a quarter century. And we just picked up some patio furniture ourselves. So go see him. Tell him the program sent you. Todd, we had Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce for the first time in camp today. We don't get Travis a lot anymore. You know, he's
despite the fact that he's supposed to be available after games and at least once a week. Otherwise, you're right. We don't.
Not a lot. We talked to him in the offseason once at maybe Mandatory Mini. I think so. I think he was at Mandatory Mini and talked. But we haven't talked to him yet up there, and this is entering the third week. But he did not disappoint as far as what he said. Now, you and I were talking before we got on here, and we played this live on the air, and I think we did all right on the dumps. But he did curse a couple of times. And I don't think it's the greatest look in the world because people, there's a couple thousand people watching this every day on the Chiefs YouTube page as well. That's their fans and all that stuff. So I'm not telling the guy how to talk or not
when he's
talk,
retired and he comes to the game with his kids, and I'll go up and be like, "What the blank?" Just do all that.
Yeah. So listen, it's
remind him of
there
hey,
are
come on.
It's not.
I don't care what the rules are. We're all playing more. Or maybe I'll go ask Andy. Hey, what the blank were you thinking calling that play?
It's not illegal to cuss at that podium. It's not illegal for it to be on the Chiefs YouTube page with cussing. It's we do our best to have our delay in place because we're regulated by the FCC, and we try to make sure, theoretically, whatever's left of it, and we try our best to not have those things on there. But anyway, he did what he did. But I think the content of what he said was pretty important with some other parts of the thing. And that's what I want to play for you here. This beginning one, talking about Kenneth Walker, we talked last segment. I think the biggest thing going for the Chiefs this year on offense is going to be they have looks like a legit running back for the first time since probably Kareem Hunt's second year, 2018, when he ended up messing everything up and getting, cut by the team in December or whatever it was, right around Thanksgiving that week.
It was 19, wasn't it? He gave
18.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because he was in the Pac class.
Yeah. Because they probably would have made the Super Bowl. I mean, they almost made it anyways. But they were they haven't had a guy play that way since I think what they can get out of Kenneth Walker, and he has certainly turned the head of Travis Kelce.
Woo! Ken Walker's going to be a hell of a ball player for us. If you didn't know that already, he was. He's got every trait you could possibly want at the running back position. And on top of that, his mentality, his how smart he is, his physicality, his aggression, and how he runs with the football and just plays the game. I can't say enough about him as a teammate. We got an absolute superstar on and off the field at 9.
I think he's going to be really good. Now, someone was talking to me, one of my buddies had just seen clips on the internet and stuff, and if you've just watched that, you saw him throw a ball at Drew Tranquill, and you saw him tackle Alohi Gilman, right? That's basically what you've seen. And I think he's got a lot of fire. I don't think he's some sort of a problem hothead guy, but I'm sure that Andy talked to him because Andy doesn't mind having a scrap here or there, but he never wants anything that's going to get you penalized or kicked out of a game. And if you turn around and go tackle someone who tackled you, you're getting kicked out of a game.
Well, on our podcast last night, Sam McDowell was telling the story that FAU got into it with somebody.
With Kingsley, yeah.
And then he made FAU take like every rep for like 10 reps. Like, oh, you got enough energy to fight? Well, here you go.
So today, FAU and Kingsley in the little one-on-ones, when they line up 5 offensive linemen and then 1 defensive lineman, it's obviously this guy's going to face this guy or whatever. They had a nice little battle, and FAU's helmet came off, and Kingsley had it in his hand, and he handed it to him very nicely. So there you go.
Okay.
Maybe the message is across. You can battle for your 3 or 4 second, one-on-one thing, but let's be cool about it. That's my favorite thing to watch, I think, at camp is watching those little things happen because that's the part where you're really going at it, right? You're not doing as much of that in other spots, even when it's 11-on-11. You're blocking and doing things, but you're not supposed to ever go to the ground and all that. Sometimes you go to the ground on the one-on-ones.
Who got clotheslined?
Peter Woods got knocked down.
There was somebody on a pass play that I saw. Some guy came up. He was not a well.
Who had caught the ball?
No, the defensive guy. Like
I think it was Emmett Johnson who got close.
Emmett Johnson. Yeah. He got lit up by the Iowa kid. I think. Yeah. Who I think's going to make the team. Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's going to make the team.
He's a big, strong-looking kid who. Another one of these kind of undrafted guys who.
You know who doesn't think he's going to make the team?
Who?
Jaden Hicks.
Himself, yeah.
But I think Hicks is wrong.
Do you think Hicks is not going to be on the team when Wampa is?
Well, I think that's probably. I was just joking about the Hicks thing, but most everybody thinks Wampa's going to make the team.
Yeah, I mean he's turning heads up there, and it's just Khalil Benson. We talked about
if Garrett Nussmeier had gone, I think. It'd have been one of the guys they gave a bunch of money to that they really liked. But I mean, I think they would have been happy to draft him.
But I'm going to play another Kelce bite here. But I'm telling you, when like I said, I haven't been up there the whole time, and if you're asking me who's a better quarterback to be the number 2 quarterback, it's probably Garrett Nussmeier. I don't think Justin Fields looks like he's got much, and I don't see. I mean, you just see bad rep after bad rep, and I don't know if someone's doing the wrong route or whatever. It just doesn't look good to me. And Nussmeier's down there with the 3s, and he looks like he knows what he's doing.
The ball comes out of that kid's hand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's zip.
Yeah. I see why they went and drafted him.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty risky. I think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks is what's probably going to happen. But it'd be pretty risky to have Patrick Mahomes coming off a knee and a kid who's never played as your 7th-round draft pick be your backup. But, Justin Fields has had a lot of chances in this league, and he's maybe not had the greatest opportunities with the greatest coaching staffs or whatever all around him. But he ought to look better than this, in my mind, from what I've seen up there.
It wasn't impressive. He hit somebody in the back of the head, hit a lineman in the back of the head with one of the throws one of the days I was up there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Just
Did it happen twice?
I think it's
heard that it happened. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely.
Mahomes did it one time.
He did it once.
Was that what it was?
That was a weird one. That was a.
Well, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, it's the worst thing that's ever occurred.
I thought one guy I thought I saw a clip that somebody did it twice. It may have been Mahomes.
Well, it's that's just an aside. I think I've been pretty impressed with Nussmeier. When they drafted him, I'm like, what are you doing taking a quarterback? But you can't have enough of those guys around because Andy Reid has shown that if he's got a guy who's a little bit younger, they've turned him into draft picks and stuff like that. But I don't know. He looks like a pretty good player. Andy will likely tell us tomorrow exactly what he kind of thinks is going to happen with the quarterbacks on Saturday. He pretty much let the cat out of the bag. Mahomes isn't playing. Maybe he won't play at all this
I don't think
preseason.
Mahomes is going to play at all, do you?
I don't think so. But tomorrow he'll probably tell us. But I'm curious to see how much Nussmeier we get to see. I would like to watch a couple quarters of him, honestly.
My recollection is he's usually sounds definitive, and then by Saturday you realize, that didn't really happen.
The starters play the first quarter, and it's 2 drives. And then, whatever.
It's usually shorter.
But then they're doing this with taking Mahomes out of the equation here, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't think we need to see a lot of – I would rather watch Garrett Nussmeier take a lot of snaps than watch Chris Oladokun take any snaps in a game, because we saw that in real games.
Yeah.
And I like him as a nice kid, but
you don't believe Olado can make this roster?
I don't.
Oladok
might not be a Chief anymore.
Olado can't make this roster.
Oladontkin.
And let's play another one here from Travis. This is one of the places where he cursed. Now you beeped this.
5, yes.
Okay.
We didn't unbeep it. Let's be clear about what you're asking.
Yes, you uncursed it. You beeped it. I asked Travis about having Eric Bieniemy back and what it's been like to have him around at camp.
One, you got intensity. Intensity is the first thing, and that intensity is infectious. It makes you want to scream mother at everybody doing the wrong thing, and I love that. It's one of my favorite things about him. I don't think there's enough of that in the world, let alone in this building, and I think EB's one of those guys where his accountability is going to piss you off, but if you treat it the right way and you act the right way or respond the right way with it, you're going to become better of it, and it's going to make the team a better team because of it. And it's one of those things that I think we really missed here in Kansas City.
So that last year you talked about, it was kind of a weird year last year. Was that something that maybe wasn't there?
1,000%. And that's not to say that, it was on anybody specific. I put my hand in the air and I say, there were things that I could have done better in that regard. And it's one of those things that I'm working on. It's not just going to be Bieniemy out here holding people accountable. It's the guys that are doing it the right way, holding people accountable too.
I think Travis, there's been a couple times in his career where he felt he didn't do a good enough job leading. And I think last year,
we think when he just kept handing the ball to the other team, do you think
that's not a good thing? But I think last year, everything just kind of snowballed on this team, and we'll look back at some point and go, we'll say, well, we should have seen this coming. The second everything started falling apart at the beginning, no one was like holding people accountable. It didn't seem like, just the parts that we got to see. And you've heard Rashee Rice now yesterday talk about, like, he's got to get better at when he knows he's not getting the ball, doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So there's probably, that's the kind of thing that people who are watching tape are going, well, I know exactly what's going on here. This guy doesn't look like he's going to get the ball. And Travis Kelce, it would sit there and tell you he didn't lead well enough last year to get guys to rally around. And once you start losing, after you've done all that winning, I see how that can kind of unravel quickly on you. And they didn't have the right people to push the buttons. And I don't know if Eric Bieniemy is the right guy to do it or whatever. It has to come from your leaders. And Travis will tell you that he said, put my hand up right there. He didn't do a good enough job last year. And when your quarterback gets hurt at the end of the year and he's not even there, and then Gardner Minshew gets hurt, I mean, there's just, that was a really, really ugly year last year. And we'll see if something bad happens early this year. They've got a tough schedule, right? You come out of the chute, you're playing the Broncos and everything. We'll have to see if they face some adversity, if they can rally around it and kind of turn it around, because they just couldn't get it like turned around last year. It started bad and just kind of simmered and then just fell apart. It was.
Yeah, we waited seemingly all year for the 2014 to show up, and then we realized when you get to the end of a season like that, sometimes you have to get to the end, look back, and see what it was. You get into that season, you look back and you went, why did we ever think that was going to happen?
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I got done.
It's just, we talked a lot about it, I think, last year during the years. Like the year before, they won every game that they almost could have lost. And eventually, it will even out at some point. It evened out in a big time on them last year because they couldn't get any play that mattered at all, hardly, to go their way. And then they got hurt. And then Rashee Rice was suspended. And, all the things happened. And obviously, something... We'll never know this part. Something wasn't right in the meeting rooms, the practices, something. Because this is a couple times now this has happened with Coach Reed, where he didn't get his offensive coordinator, the head coaching job he thought he was, and he's still just like, I'm done. He was trying to get Matt Nagy a job for a year, tried to get Eric Bieniemy a job for 3 years, and didn't get it done. And they still just like, well, you're not part of this anymore. We got to change something.
Then he brings back one of the two.
You bring him back. I mean, who's if Andy Reid's still here in 3 years, Matt Nagy will probably be back doing something. I don't know.
I think it is possible that he would find his way back to the team, but I think also I know we come up with all these different things, and injuries were definitely a big part of it, but I mean I think you do have to put on the table, like let's say they go 6-11 again. Mm-hmm. How'd they get there?
Yeah, how did it happen? Did you
what happened this time?
Yeah.
Right? Because I'll tell you what I will tell you what will have happened. Schematically, they suck again.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid has gotten
pushed
old.
the right buttons, yeah.
I mean, I'm not predicting it. I don't want it to be the case. He sounds revitalized. I'm hoping that however the coaching staff is set up now, he's taking more off his plate. I'm hoping he gets more rest during the season. He seemed so worn out to me at the end of the year. Of course, it was a trying year, and maybe he was, his plan was I got to work even harder. I think he's got to delegate more, figure out where he's needed most, and spend more time there, and get some of the other stuff off his plate. Like I think he was worn out last year.
Maybe some stuff. Well, I mean, Eric's been to 3 different places since he was a chief. Right? And
I don't think he picked up much at UCLA.
Yeah, hopefully
that was
not.
Pretty rough.
But maybe some Ben Johnson, from the Bears.
I think something in Washington he could pick up some Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera's a Andy Reid disciple, but he was with Ron Rivera for a year, and Ron Rivera's taken a team to the Super Bowl.
He's got the kind of voice that can come in and maybe say, let's try some things here. But where is the other new faces? Is Chad O'Shea going to tell someone Andy Reid how to run his offense? Probably not. Is DeMarco Murray going to come tell him something? Probably not. Because it's still like Joe Blameyer and the same people who have been here for a while. So that's the hope that, maybe with all this time to reflect, Andy does do a decent job, I think, of taking some time to reflect on what goes on. But you have to admit to yourself that things just aren't working right. We got to really kind of switch some things up. And I think maybe bringing Kenneth Walker in is a sign that he understands that, because that's not the kind of player that they brought in before.
Yeah, what does it take to make someone who's 68 years old, has been kicking ass for 20-some years, doing the same thing, to go, maybe I can change?
Well, was it one bad year or is it two?
That's a big rock to push.
To your point.
Yeah. And then I think you have to ask the question, can he change? I mean, I think Dick Vermeil changed. I mean, I think everybody's working later and longer in life, and I was looking at it. You think of how old we thought Don Shula was at the end.
Right.
Like, I think his last year was like 66 or 7. Yeah, I think Andy Reid's already older than Don Shula was his last year. So, but I do think it's possible for Andy Reid to be very sharp and everything, but I think he's got to do something different. It's got to be more than just I got a new running back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we'll see if he's up.
Lean into his skill set and what he does, and what his skill set is different than what they've been running offense in the last couple of years.
A little Lebo Sounds going on right now. Todd Lebo is with us. He's always brought to you by our friends at Family Leisure there at K10 and Ridgeview. Check them out online. You can see their Dog Days of Summer sale is going on right now, whether it's pools, hot tub spas. Mention 810, save even more. Kansas City's best. Locally owned and operated for more than 25 years. It's Family Leisure, where fun and family come together.
The program with Soren Petro.
Humus? What's that?
It's a lemony garbanzo dip.
You have never seen a football in your life.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. When it comes to getting out on the road, vacationing, relaxing, you need the right vehicle, and Unlimited RV has got that for you. You need a camper? Get to Unlimited RV. They have been voted one of the top 50 RV dealers in the country for 4 straight years. That's 4 years in a row. This is customer service scores. These are real customers like me and you that are ranking them there. 2 locations here around the metro-ish, I'll say. 4400 North Cobbler in Independence, that's in the metro, but also down at the Ozarks. So if you're taking your camper down and you're headed down to set up shop at the lake, you got a location down there as well. Josh and his team are absolutely fantastic. Locally owned and operated, veteran-owned. They're there for you with everything you could possibly need. 1, an incredible selection of RVs for you to choose from. 2, great financing. That's right. You can finance right there as well. How about an awesome service department, award-winning service department? They've got a whole wall of all the awards they've won there at Unlimited RV. So if somebody bangs into your camper or you want to add an accessory, they got you covered. In fact, they've got the only mobile warranty vehicle. That's right. If you've got warranty work that needs to be done, they will come to you. It's the only mobile service vehicle anywhere around, certified to do warranty work right there through the manufacturers on site for you. Kansas City's #1 selling RV dealership. It's Unlimited RV. So what are you waiting for? Get that RV you've always wanted. Oh, they've got some beautiful ones. I was out there the other day and we were taking a look. I mean, I'm going to tell you, you want to talk about a great man cave? You want to talk about a great place to get together with the fellas? Maybe you want to head out on a fishing trip. They've got some beautiful, beautiful RVs for you. And don't forget, they've also got you covered with the warranty. How about a lifetime warranty on all new campers? In fact, they'll even give you that lifetime warranty on used campers that are up to 2 years old or newer. So take advantage of it. Get to Unlimited RV today. With over 900 Google reviews, giving them a 4.7-star rating, you know you're getting the absolute best. Why would you go anywhere else when the best, one of the best in the country, is right here in Kansas City? It's Unlimited RV. Go see Josh and his great team. They'll take care of you the way they've taken care of hundreds, thousands of folks here in Kansas City. UnlimitedRV.com. That's where you can find them in person. 4400 North Cobbler Road in Independence, 12 Hauser Road there in the Ozarks. All right? Take advantage of it at Unlimited RV.
Did you know that you can recognize outstanding teachers and students in our community by nominating them as Blue KC Sporting Samaritans? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City is proud to recognize these individuals who make the community a better place to live, work, and play. Our education system is a pillar of the KC community, and our teachers and students are vital to that success. Don't miss your chance to celebrate these wonderful citizens. Just go to bluekc.com/nominate Sporting Samaritans. That's bluekc.com/nominate Sporting Samaritans.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great.
All right, the Twin Peaks end of the hour answer. 50s and 60s pitcher Bob Buell holds a rather regrettable record of futility. What is it? Well, how about the most at-bats in a season without a hit? 0 for 70 in 1962.
That guy sucked.
He was not good.
0 for 70?
How many hits did he have in his career?
70. I don't know offhand.
About as many as
actually,
MJ Melendez.
yeah,
oh,
I
that's
do.
not very nice.
Batting, and let's see, he had a total of 76 hits.
Oh,
He
that's
was
not
an
bad.
089
Oh,
hitter.
he take that 1 year out
Yeah,
though,
he
Curtis.
played-
He
he
gets
played-
a lot better.
He pitched 15 years, so he had a
Yeah,
lot
if you
of
if you drop
opportunities.
the 0 for 70, what is he?
He might be up to 100.
Give me, tell me, what would he be? Take out, give me what's his hits and at bats. I got the calculator.
He'd be 76 for 787.
He's almost to 100.
I'm sorry, 757.
Oh, yeah, he's over 100.
So what is it again now?
76
for 757.
Yeah.
76.
He's batting a
for
102
seven-
or something.
Yeah.
He's over a buck.
Yeah.
Hello.
Take that
He's over a
one
buck.
poor year out.
He's a buck. He's 100.39.
Wow.
He's a buck hitter. I mean, you just drop that.
I know.
Just take the one.
What was his best year?
I must have batted
best
130 one year.
on batting, 200.
Oh my God.
Was he 2 for 10?
No, he was 5 for 25.
Oh, okay.
What a career.
15 years in the big.
As a big leaguer.
His best was,
Shut your mouth. He's a big leaguer.
his
More than
best
we
with
can
a
say.
full season was 157.
That's not bad.
Riverside Avenue.
I mean, there are people now batting 157.
Guy didn't even bat a buck. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
0 for 70.
I'll play one more here for you. Dave Tobe, Chiefs.
You get him next time, Skip. What was his name?
Bob Buell.
Bob Buell.
You get him next time, Bobby.
Come
No,
on, Bobby.
I won't. I'm
probably
0
won't.
for 49. I
I'll bet
don't
he-
think I'm getting him next time.
You know what? I'll bet he had some. What's his BABIP was probably
Yeah,
just
yeah, it
something.
could be.
Oh, he's getting killed.
He was just
Rex
getting
would say
unlucky.
he's due.
Dave
due.
Tobe, we mentioned how we're not going to see a lot of starters here in this game, but on special teams, they actually will play some starters early in the game, and your kickers and specialists will all be starters because that's all they have. They don't have other kickers or punters right now. But Tobe is fired up about getting his guys out there because they cannot really do full speed special teams till you get in these games.
I can't wait because for me, this is really the time I get to evaluate, whether a guy can block and tackle on special teams, live tackle to the ground. Plus, you're hitting somebody else. I mean, these guys have been hitting each other, for a few weeks now, and it's getting old. It really is getting old. Same thing over and over again. So this is going to be great to have a game.
Offense and defense, we see a lot of twos and threes, but for your guys, you need the frontline guys out there.
Yeah, you'll have my frontline guys early in the game, but they're going to be out. So if you watch early, you'll see them, and then it's going to be a lot of the twos, threes, and I got 4 deep at everywhere. On kickoff return, and everywhere. So you're going to see a lot of different bodies, especially in the third and fourth quarter.
So
I couldn't help but notice if you watch early. Well, I really like to tune in the third quarter.
It's the time to get it.
Really get the
If you,
get the collection of hyphenated names.
What they need some touchdowns or field goals so they can see some kickoff coverage and returns, and see both teams score some points here. I know Chiefs fans probably want the Chiefs to win 30-0, but if the Rams score some touchdowns or field goals, then you get some kick returns because there are some guys they want to watch go return the ball and see if they can get it done. But get some punts, see if they get all kinds of special teams. I'll be looking for the special teams on Saturday.
See if there's
You're a boob.
No, they'll have some special team stuff going Saturday, and this is a chance for some of these guys we're talking about, like the kid from Iowa, Wampa, to go out and play defense, but be out there on special teams too. They're always looking for 4-teamers, he calls them, right? Guys who can go out there and play on all sides of it. So
That would be field goal protect, field goal block, punt. Is it 4? Kickoff, field goal, punt.
maybe kick return, kickoff, punt return, punt, and maybe
That
field goal
should
is
be
not
like
part
6.
of it. Yeah, I don't think field goal may be different.
What's the fourth one?
That's a good
Or is it
question.
field goal, extra point, are differentiated?
Yeah. I'm going to ask him what are the 4 teams. We'll ask him that. He'd probably talk about it for 2 hours. Timmy will know. He was in next.
Yeah. Let's get to the bottom of that. We'll bring Tim in here.
He knows what's up.
You think he does?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bit of a stretch.
Very early on, he played a little special teams. He probably was a protector or something, or
He was a long snapper.
not really.
All right, who was the opponent in Tim Grunhard's first preseason game as a Chief? Brought to you by Lafetta Delicatessen.
player, coach, pain in the ass. He's done it all on the gridiron from South Bend to Arrowhead. From football on the radio, back to football, then more radio, then a little more football, and now radio again. It's Chiefs Hall of Famer Tim Grunhard on the program.
Brought to you by The Plumbing Pro. When you really need a plumber, the one to know is The Plumbing Pro. Visit them online at theplumbingpro.com.
By the way, shout out to the Plumbing Pro. They're at my house today. Somebody had somebody doing some work on some other stuff. They looked at our water heater, said, you might have a problem there. Called the Plumbing Pro, came by. Turns out I don't. I understand why they thought that. Looking at it, looked like there was like maybe an issue, but there's not. Came out, said, nope, water heater's good. No problem. You know how easy it would have been? I'm going to tell you, the company that we used to call would have been like, oh, yeah, we need to change the water heater, and we're going to have to, your main line sucks, too. That's coming out. Not at the point where they came out like, no, you're fine. This water heater's fine. I'm like, okay. I'm always freaked out that the water heater's going to go down. They're like, you're good. You're fine. How about that? Yeah, you know what they came out and did? Nothing. Because nothing needed to be done. And that is the kind of honesty and integrity you get with a company that's been in Kansas City since 1980. So tip of the cap to Steve and his great staff at the Plumbing Pro.
Absolutely. Had the same situation happen at our house. We had some leakage in the water heater. We called them, and they said, no, it's just you got to replace this little valve right here. That's all it is. It's no big deal. You got a couple of years left on this guy. So, yeah, because water heaters are expensive, and it's a lot of work. It takes a lot to replace the water heater, so yeah, they do a great job.
Yep. Tim, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Getting ready for the first preseason game. I know it's
gonna have a big party at the house. You gonna have a big party at the house?
No, won't have a big party at the house. Something, but
I tried to have a big party at the house, but everybody's out of town. So there'll be a little party at the house.
And your wife was okay with having a big party for the preseason game?
The wife's probably not going to be there. That's one of the reasons why I was going to go for it and try to have a big party at the house. So.
And usually you have people over on Sundays for regular season.
That's right.
And Lynn does a wonderful job of hosting.
Yes, when she's there. Yeah, she does. She always does. Great cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fortunate. Like, what are we buying? Like, if it's me, if it comes down to me, we're going to La Feta. Like that's
Just get a couple Sammys.
Yeah, get a couple of the trays of sandwiches are absolutely phenomenal. It was a big hit. So that's I know how to do it. It's called get the credit card out. That's how I do it. But she makes everything. So.
Well, she's a wonderful host and a great wife, and you're very, very lucky.
Well, I agree.
And you got a beautiful place for people to go watch. A lot nicer than mine.
Well, good. That's what I strive for. Well, let me know when you catch up, because that's when it's time for me to call applause.
It's not a competition, but
it is for me.
But it certainly is a nicer place to watch.
I'm not losing to you, Tim.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one.
What do you make? First of all, let's answer Todd's question.
Yeah.
4-phase special teamer means what?
It means if you're the fourth team special team guy.
4-phase. A 4-phase special teamer.
It's punt return.
4-teamer. How did he phrase it? How did Tobe phrase it? 4-teamer?
Well, the four phases of the special team would be punt return, kickoff return.
What about field goal?
Field goal block. That's kind of its own little entity, which gets worked on a little bit, but not.
So is that what it is?
That's probably when he's talking about the 4 phases. The 4 phases is really kind of if you think about
the 2 punts and the 2 kickoffs.
If you think about special teams, you think about the 4 phases of special teams. Your team is like a triangle. Your offense is on one side, defense the other side. Special teams kind of connects both of them on the bottom. That's the triangle put in the middle team. So the 4 phases of the special team is a base of the team. It's a good mixture of offense, defensive players.
I think that's crap.
Well, that's what it is.
I think field goal and field goal protect, or field goal block and field goal protect are getting overlooked. That's so sad.
They're not. Basically, it's just the defensive linemen get thrown out there and just it's like Marty used to say all the time. Punt or kickoff and kick or PAT and field goal block. It's the quickest play in football, but might be one of the most important plays in football because it's a scoring play. But it's the quickest play in football. So there's not a lot of don't move your outside foot, take your step inside, stay square, don't put your head down. Timing of the kick and the snap and the punt, which they work on all the time. But for the offensive line, it's basically, hey, just don't get yourself out of position because it's so fast. If you get beat on it, you're a boob. You should not get beat on field goal block. You just shouldn't.
So that guy from the Broncos a couple years ago,
that was a boob.
He has a boob.
That was a boob move.
Colossal boob.
That'll get you, and once again, that'll get you beat. It's the fastest play in football. It's a very important play, but there's not a lot to it other than the snap, hold, and kick. The guys in front are, and the guys on the edge, there's a little bit more technique to that. But basically, you get your big uglies in there and you get some big bodies in there and say, okay, just don't put your head down and don't get beat very quick. If you don't get beat very quick, then you got an opportunity to get it off. That's all they wanted to do.
Right. What do you take from Khalil Benson working at guard? They needed a right tackle, and he moved into guard, and they brought Jalen Moore in at tackle. What
I think he's going to be the Swiss Army knife of the offensive line. We talked about it last week. I think Jalen Moore has the inside track of being the starter. But I think Khalil Benson's a guy that they feel very comfortable with. That they can put him in there at guard, really any position other than center, and they feel comfortable with that. And that's great to have because there's always injuries. There's always guys getting bumps and bruises. And for an undrafted free agent to have the opportunity to get some reps with the first team at right guard and right tackle, that's saying a lot. So they believe in this kid. They like this kid, and he's shown nothing but solid reps and solid fundamentals and practice and all that kind of stuff. So he's earning it, and good for him.
One of the things I think it'd be nice if Jalen Moore starts, plays, then leaves in free agency, and you get a draft pick for him, and then Khalil Benson plays and plays better.
Yeah. Hey, it might even happen after the first 5 or 6 games. Who knows? Not even because of injury, because that they feel that Khalil Benson gives them a better opportunity to win. The guy is a very, very good athlete, and it's just everybody keeps asking me what happened. Why didn't he get drafted? I've heard that from you guys here. And I've heard it from people out and about. They're like, this Khalil Benson you keep talking about, he's an undrafted free agent. How could that happen? It just does. I mean, there are guys that kind of fall between the cracks for one reason or another. I don't get how this guy did because, I mean, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", with long arms and very athletic?
Arms.
Yeah. I don't get this. Something happened. Somebody screwed up.
The closest thing I've heard is that he got bad-mouthed by Colorado. He went to he left Indiana, went to Colorado, came back from Colorado to Indiana,
and the Colorado has such credibility with their coaching staff. But you know what? That makes sense because there's a lot of guys that are ex-pros on that coaching staff that probably their opinion holds some weight. But
I think I did hear that he was inconsistent at Indiana. There was a little bit of a knee. And I think he probably was in the puddle of 5th round. If you kept drafting all the guys that get signed as UDFAs, you'd probably be going 12 rounds. Yeah. Probably back when we used to have 15 rounds.
Dave Zott, 9th round.
Yeah, Trent Green 8th.
Yeah,
but I think when you were there, was it 12 or was it? Because it was 15. They went to 12. They went to 8. Then they went to 7.
I think there was 12.
And when they went from 12 down to 7, they just did 1 year of 8 for some reason. I don't know why they didn't just drop down to 7, but I think it was they're basically like, listen, we got to go get lots of positions. You're killing us here because they're drafting out positions that we need and they're going to cut them anyway. So let us just sign the guys that we want to get. And they're like, okay, then that's how they've done it. And I think baseball's gone the same route. But I think he was probably everybody looked at him. But I think somebody must have bombed him.
Yeah, you're probably right. I never thought about that with the Colorado thing and the connection with there because it wasn't Warren Sapp on that staff and of course
Dion,
the head coach. So if he left, right?
Yeah.
So they gave him a bunch of money to come there, and he left. Probably didn't make a lot of people happy. Went back to Indiana. When I talked to him, he said it was a crap show at Indiana. So obviously he wasn't happy there. And they probably weren't happy with him. So that really makes a lot of sense. That's a very
crap
good
show at Colorado, you mean?
At Colorado.
Yeah, he said Indiana.
I said that's why he went back to Indiana.
Okay.
So when he was at Indiana, got a bunch of money to go to Colorado because they were searching for offensive linemen to protect his boy, his son, which, they needed it. If you watch any Colorado football the first year, they had no offensive line.
He also didn't let go of the ball.
So then they brought him in. He wasn't happy there. He said, compared to the way that Indiana went about their business with, all the different things they did at practice and during the week and kind of just the organization was a lot crisper at Indiana than it was at Colorado. He left, wasn't happy, went back to Indiana, and I'm sure they weren't happy with him for leaving, and probably he's badmouthed them a little bit, and they badmouthed him a little bit. But when Warren Sapp and Deion Sanders, whoever else, I'm sure there's some other guys that I can't think of that are on that staff, say, hey, this guy's a scum bum, he's a bum, he's lazy, blah blah blah. It goes a lot more than just a normal coach. I mean, guys have relationships with players, ex-players, have relationship with people in the front offices. So I'm sure that was part of it. That's a really good point.
The coaching staff, let's see here. Dion, Coach Prime Sanders.
Yeah, but I don't think Warren's on it anymore, but he was when he was
Brendan Marion, Chris Marv, George Hilo, Kevin Mathis. He played in the league, right?
Yeah.
Gunnar White, Dante Carter, I think played in the league, D-line coach. Aaron Fletcher, Andre Gerard, he did.
Yep.
Andre Hart. George Hegeman did.
Yeah.
Johnny Mack, I don't remember that name. Josh Niblett, I don't think I remember that name. Rashad Davis played.
Yep.
Clancy Pendergast is there.
Wow.
Senior defensive analyst and linebackers coach. Remember when he was here for 5 minutes?
I do.
Vaughn Bell, Kenny Ingram, Grant Hammer.
A lot of guys.
Justin Houlihan, Jack Upton. Let's see if there's anyone. I'll just skip to if I see somebody of note. So, yeah, there are a number of guys that were in the league.
Now, whether
Pendergast.
whether those guys were on the staff when Collier was there, I mean, I'm sure most of them were, but I remember Warren Sapp being on the staff, and I think they let him go. But yeah, I think that there's something to that. But to your point,
I'm stunned that Warren Sapp wasn't a good fit as a coach.
Well, yeah, that's probably not a no-brainer.
Hashtag sarcasm if you didn't pick up on that.
But to your point with he probably, if the draft was, but it isn't, so he didn't. But if the draft was 12 rounds, he certainly would have been drafted by somebody. But to your point with the free agency, undrafted free agent, it takes a little bit of something to talk some of these better guys. There's some guys that aren't drafted that are still guys who could, play a little bit and have an opportunity to make the team. You got to go out and recruit those guys. And for one reason or another, the message that came from the Kansas City Chiefs to Khalil Benson about, hey, listen, you're going to have an opportunity to grow here, opportunity maybe to play here. We're going to give you, they didn't give him a ton of money. I know that because he was talking about how he basically made more money at Indiana than he did.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really about money, but it was about opportunity to grow, opportunity to maybe make the team. You got to sell those guys. You got to recruit those guys. And by the way, if you lie to them, and you tell a guy, hey, listen, you got an opportunity to come here and play and be on the team, and then he gets cut after the first or second cut, then, that kind of seeps into the consciousness of free agents for the next couple of years. They told me I was going to come in here and I was going to have an opportunity. I never had an opportunity to really compete. I didn't have an opportunity to get reps, and they weren't truthful with me, so don't go there. And the Chiefs have a pretty good reputation of giving guys an opportunity if they offer you.
By the way,
what are you laughing about?
I was just reading about Warren Sapp. Sapp initially began his coaching career in the 20s. He initially joined the program at 24 as a senior quality control analyst. Why wouldn't you be senior?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just starting. Why wouldn't you be senior quality control analyst and grad assistant while taking graduate courses at the University of Colorado Boulder? Which I'm assuming he graduated, so congratulations on that. Despite having no previous formal coaching experience, he was tasked with assisting the defensive line and mentoring pass rushers.
Yeah.
I mean, what could go wrong? During the 25 season, Sapp was promoted to defensive pass rush coordinator. What the hell is that?
Well, you know what that is.
I want a coordinator title. Okay, you're defensive pass rush coordinator.
No, it's more. It's more than that. When you put a little like senior or what was the other one?
Well, he was coordinator.
Yeah, but he was
senior. He was senior.
Yeah, senior analyst, whoever. They can give you a little bit more money. That's all that is.
Well,
that title comes with a couple more bucks.
Usually, a lot of times, the title comes instead of a couple of more bucks. But Colorado's defensive front experienced mixed results during his tenure. The team improved its sacks production in 24, but regressed significantly in 25, finishing near the bottom nationally in sacks during a 3-9 season. I'm still getting to the best part. In 26, Colorado announced that Sapp had resigned from the coaching staff after 2 seasons. The university stated that he stepped down in order to pursue other professional opportunities and thanked him for his contributions to the football program and its student athletes. Okay, his departure occurred amid a bigger shakeup. So-and-so left to go for the Broncos. But it's this part right here that I love.
All right, here we go.
This is the part that made me laugh.
And
he goes... In February of 26, following a staff shakeup and a difficult 3-9 season for Colorado, it was reported that Sapp would not return for a 4th season, choosing instead to pursue other opportunities. He has publicly stated he is not yet ready to take on a head coaching job. I'm glad he cleared that up for us.
Don't call.
Because I was thinking, he almost had that Michigan.
Yeah, almost.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
And, and he would have settled for Michigan State.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
Thanks because we thought maybe as the senior defensive pass rush coordinator,
for one of the worst pass rush units in the country.
You might be ready to be a head coach.
Yeah. I also am not ready to be a head coach.
I'm not ready to be a head coach.
That's not true. You've been a head coach at
I'm talking about college.
Yeah, but
right now you mean.
So do you think that when that statement was made that he was letting all of the college ADs around the country know he's not quite ready to make that move?
But put my name on your desk because you might want me in a year or two.
I think maybe some of the ADs in high school probably said, that ain't happening. So
does he
think so.
Like you played against him? Does he strike you as the kind of guy that would put in the?
I'll tell you a story off the air. I can't tell it on the air. He was not one of my favorite people in the world. He was not a.
Did you play against him in college? You guys, you were out. You were in the pros when he was still in college. In the pros, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I could tell the story in the air.
Can you? Or otherwise, I'll take a break because I want to hear it.
So I'll tell it. I'll tell it right now.
Good.
Okay. So
I've got some pistachios.
In 1999, Tim Grunhart makes the Pro Bowl, and
right.
So Sarah and I, CJ and Cassie, the twins were just wasn't the right age for them to travel. I think they were like a year and a half. But Cassie was a baby, had to come. CJ was old enough to kind of do it. So we get on the plane and go down to Dallas for the layover. And guess who's
to go to Hawaii.
Go to Hawaii. He was going to Hawaii. And guess who was on the plane with me?
Warren Sapp.
So the NFL, being the cheap asses that they are, they said either, hey, listen, we'll pay for your flights. You can have only one first class ticket.
Oh, one first class?
Yeah, one first class ticket. Or you can have, as like 2 coach tickets.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And Sarah's like, hey, listen, you've worked your ass off for all these years. You go sit up first. I'll sit down with the kids. My mom went with, so she helped out. So I paid for my mom and CJ to go. I think Cassie was, lap child with whatever. So I'm up at first class, and guess who's sitting right in front of me on the plane? It's Warren Sapp. So I get, I'm just sitting there kind of messing around before the flight starts and kind of get up and, hey, Warren, hey, Tim Grunhart, congratulations on another Pro Bowl. You had a great career. And he looks at me and then looks away and doesn't say one word. Just totally upstaged me. Totally. Like, A, I'm too good for you. B, I'm a jackass. And, I'm going to show you how much of a jackass I am. So I sit back down and I go, that's a lot of crap. I said, listen, first of all, I've been in the league longer than you.
Yeah.
And, I haven't played in all the Pro Bowls you have, but I'm going to my first one and I'm pretty excited about it. So I said, that's it. I said, in the game, I'm going to cut him every play I have an opportunity to cut him. As God is my witness. I got off, and Darren Kearns was there. Darren Kearns, I said,
the equipment guy.
Darren Kearns, who was the equipment manager for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who was
down with the Bucs then?
Yeah, he was with the Bucs, and the Bucs staff was.
But he worked for the Chiefs.
He was, but he's with the Bucs at this point.
Okay.
So I walk off. I see him. I go, listen, you tell Warren Sapp, I'm coming after him during the game. He goes, no, Warren's a great guy. I told him that story. He goes, I can't believe it. I said, so he goes up to Warren at the party.
I made it up.
He goes to Warren at the party and says, hey, Grunt, I introduced, and he's like, oh yeah, how you doing? Like kind of just glossing over. I said that's not good enough. It's still happening. First play of the game, it's a trap. I'm blocking back on him, and I go down and cut him down like a cord of wood. And he goes flying down the ground. What the hell? I said, dude, stand me up in the plane. It's happening all game long. Every time I go against you, I'm going to cut you. So when I go in the game, you better get your ass out unless you want to get cut. That's exactly what I said to him. And
I love that.
And, pass protection, I'm chipping off of one guy, and I see him, like, pass rushing against the other guy, and I'm hitting him in the ribs as hard as I can. We're saucing up the ribs, saucing his ribs up. Guess what happened in the second quarter?
He's out.
When I went in, he went out. And that is a true story. Warren Sapp, go ahead and try to big time me on the plane, and guess what? You're going to pay for it. And he paid for it.
How have I known you this long and I've never heard that story?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that. So
hey,
good.
that's just the way. Listen, I respect the game, respect the guys in it. But if you're going to do that, and he's like, dude, this is the Pro Bowl. We don't. I said, hey, do you have equipment on? I have equipment on. We're playing the game. Simple as that. If you want to play flag football like they do now, play flag football. But you put a helmet on and you're going to talk crap to me or ignore me, you're going to pay for it.
Man, you grew up with like Billy Bob getting, punching. What was it, Tom Newberry? And him and Tom Newberry got into a fist fight in the Pro Bowl.
Billy Bob taught me a lot. And one of the things is, hey, listen, respect the game, and listen, if somebody's going to cheap shot you or talk trash to you, make them pay. And we did. We made them pay in that game. So
I love it.
I'm not. I'm not, guys. I'm not trying to act like I'm a big tough guy or anything else, but it was just such a bullcrap move to do. I mean, I was like, really? So I got me. I was kind of in a melancholy mood. Now I'm just fired up now. Let's go. Let's go.
Fired up,
I'm
Tim.
ready. I'm ready to go.
Tim.
I can't wait for the next segment. We're going to talk about there. We got to talk about the question about the first preseason game. I have an interesting story on that one too.
Okay. All right. More with Tim Grunhard. He's brought to you by our friends at the Plumbing Pro. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro. Had him over at my house today. Weren't sure about the water heater. Somebody said, hey, you might want to get that checked out. We did. Everything's fine. How about that? Didn't try to upsell me. I would have bought it totally if they're like, hey, you need a new water heater. They said, no, you're good. I see what they're talking about, but that's actually fine. Don't worry about it. That's the kind of honesty and integrity you get with the Plumbing Pro. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro, serving Kansas City proudly since 1980. Call 816-763-8200 like I did today, or look them up online at theplumbingpro.com. Remember theplumbingpro.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
One take wonder.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
What a great segue. Go from a company, the Plumbing Pro, since 1980. That's about how long Gary Joslin's been giving Kansas City great jewelry as well. Locally owned and operated. Gary Joslin and Joslin's Jewelry was voted the #1 jewelry store in Kansas City. Listen, I recommend Joslin's to everybody, and everybody who comes back to me goes, you know what? I couldn't believe it. I know you said the customer service is great, but they are just such good people and knowledgeable, right? Gary's got some of the folks that have been with him, and not only has he been in the business more than 40 years, but he's got some of the folks that have been with him for 30 years. Family owned and operated, you bet. Locally owned and operated, yes. They've helped Kansas City celebrate engagements, anniversaries, birthdays, and life's biggest moments for decades with beautiful, exquisite jewelry. Only scintillating diamonds are good enough for Gary Joslin. No matter what you're looking for maybe a birthday present. They've got hundreds of choices in every birthstone that's out there. Maybe it's an engagement ring. Almost 1,000 to choose from. Joslin's Jewelry is the place to go. So if you're looking for that perfect diamond, a luxury timepiece, or maybe a piece that's custom designed just for someone special, get a unique piece of jewelry. Gary is a true jeweler, so he can build you a unique ring. You've got a vision? Go talk to Gary. He can make it happen. Visit Joslin's Jewelry today and experience why they've been Kansas City's trusted jeweler for decades. I know. I've been going there for a couple of decades. They're right there on the southeast corner of 95th and Antioch. You can find them online at joslinsjewelry.com. That's joslinsjewelry.com. Go see for yourself why they were voted the #1 jewelry store in Kansas City. It's Joslin's Jewelry.
Jeff Montgomery here from Miva Medical. Sure, I'm a baseball guy, but I look forward to football season every year. My game plan is simple. Watch the entire game without constantly heading to the restroom. Before Miva Medical, that wasn't happening. Dr. Brown treated me with a quick, minimally invasive procedure that was covered by insurance. Recovery was minimal, and now I can enjoy game day and have a better night's sleep. Visit Miva Medical in Kansas City or miva-medical.com. That's miva-medical.com.
Kansas City, your next perfect round just got easier. Introducing Play Golf KC, the best of Kansas City golf at your fingertips. No more searching, no more guessing. Just one simple place to book tee times at the courses you love exactly when you want to play. From the Northland to the Metro, down to Spring Hill and out to Blue Springs and Independence. Play Golf KC connects you to 9 public golf courses in the Kansas City area. Tee it up at favorites like Swope Memorial, Shoal Creek, Sycamore Ridge, Winterstone, and more. Play smarter, book faster. Visit playgolfkc.com today.
Summer is here, so get into Trailside RV for a hot deal on your next RV. We offer a huge selection of RVs and a promise you won't hear everywhere. We price match and will never be undersold. Our low overhead means lower prices for you.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Who was the opponent in the first preseason game that Tim Grunhard was a part of?
I had to think about it, and I wasn't quite sure. I thought I remember the Green Bay game because it was the first game that I started. But then I remembered the very first game was, Soren, do you remember what it was?
I don't know. What it would have been
1990?
26 years ago yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry,
1990.
36 years ago yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 36 years ago.
Yesterday.
You've not been cat quick with the math today.
Cram it.
That at-bat thing was quite a challenge earlier. Boy.
There's a common theme.
The Bears.
No. All of his questions have relevance, either birthdays or common themes. So what would be
the Rams.
The Rams. And
Good
it was
job,
in Berlin.
Tim.
So that's what kind of threw me off.
How do you forget you played your first game in Berlin?
Because I was thinking about my first game.
He played 11 years in the NFL.
Yeah, so
cut, block, and Warren's out.
I do remember Mike Webster and I went on a great adventure in East Berlin. He's like, "Hey, let's go check out East Berlin." I'm like,
by the way, the wall had come down.
Just came down.
Just came down. Okay.
Came down like 5 or 6 months before. So we got in this train and went to East Berlin. It's like almost like till, about 20, 30 miles in. And the stark difference between West Berlin and East Berlin was unbelievable. I mean, the cars were all these like Yugoslavian made like Yugos.
The Yugo.
Yeah.
The
had
Adobe.
There was no
Who's
paint,
got money for a Yugo?
The paint. There was like in West Berlin there was colorful paint jobs on the houses and the buildings and all and everything was just drab. It was amazing. It was a great experience. It was fun to do that with Mike. But I told you the guy that I played against. I'm going to ask you guys a question. All week we practiced against the Rams. We practiced on basically the marching grounds where Hitler was doing his exercises and speeches and all the parades and everything. That's where you practice.
By exercises, you mean he was out there doing some yoga, or you mean like they would marching exercises or something?
You could maybe they were doing yoga. I wasn't there. I don't know. But
sounds like something that Mel Brooks would have capitalized on in History of the World.
Yeah, probably. So then. We practiced against these guys, and the guy that I was practicing against was a big dude. Wasn't that good, but a big dude.
Big guy from the Rams.
So
do I know him?
So you'll know him, yeah, when I say his name. So practiced against him, went out with him a couple times at night. We went out and went to the Kudamm, which is the main drag goes through Berlin. He missed a practice because he was hungover and basically got cut because of that. Played in the game, wasn't very good. I'm sure that, if he would have been stellar in the game, that he would have, maybe held on a little bit longer. Once he got cut from the Rams,
Bill Goldberg.
There you go, Bill Goldberg.
I knew he played for the Rams, and
WCW.
I saw you had him up on your computer screen.
Oh, you cheater!
I was like, what the hell is he looking up Bill Goldberg for?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I think I know where this is going.
So Goldberg gets cut. And in the book, he talks about how, he's going against Dave Zott and Tim Grunhart, and, went out with those guys, and he got liquored up and missed meetings and missed a practice and got called in and was going to get sent home. And they said, we're going to let you, stay for the week. And he probably played in the game. Didn't play very good in the game. And then got cut. They brought him back, coincidentally, in March to give him another opportunity, and then they cut him before the season started, like early August. But when he got cut from that last time, he went into wrestling, and the rest is history. He made buku bucks and became one of the well-known wrestlers for WCW.
Well-known, but not a wrestler's wrestler. The other wrestlers didn't like him. You want to know why? You ever watch some of those, like, behind the like, I don't know what they were called. Like, Vice has a bunch of different wrestling shows. Like, The Dark Side of the Ring is one of them. But there was one, somebody, I can't remember what it was. Somebody did some kind of documentary. And it wasn't the Hulk Hogan one. I still haven't watched that because my wife says she wants to watch it. I'm going to just watch. I'm going to go ahead and watch it on the plane to Vegas if she doesn't want to watch it here pretty soon. But like they didn't like him, and like, remember the guy, the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
Paint his face and everything. Like, they were not liked by the other wrestlers because all they wanted to do, they'd get in there. They wanted the match over in like 3 minutes, and they acted like they were, unstoppable, and like they just punch you out, and that's it, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to put on like 25 minutes, and you couldn't flip them, you couldn't body slam them. They didn't know how to fall. They never learned the techniques on how to do things, and so the other wrestlers didn't like those guys.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know how to play football either, so why'd you think he was going to know how to wrestle?
Well, he was a big, muscular, steroided up guy.
Yeah.
And
that's what they wanted back then.
That's what they wanted.
When you trying to give us to guess the name I thought came from another. He's also outside of football, but was a picture kind of popped up last year of 1987 Rams. I just checked. It's Kyle Whittingham is standing in front of his locker next to Suge Knight.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyle Whittingham, the coach,
yes,
is standing next to Suge Knight. Is Suge Knight tried out for the Rams?
They were teammates.
Yeah.
Did Suge Knight make the Rams, or
in '87 he played 2 games?
Well,
I'm not sure if
I
that
will
was
tell
strike games. But
oh yeah, that probably was.
On that defensive line in the
Suge Knight
in the '90s, there was a player. Let's see if you guys. He was a.
He has a Pro Football Reference page.
He was a.
Suge Knight has a.
Yes.
What's his real first name?
Marion.
Marion. Okay.
Marion.
So this guy was an Olympian. I played against. He was really good. And I think he was a shot.
Tim Carter?
Michael Carter.
Michael Carter, yeah.
Michael Carter.
49ers.
That dude was for real. He was a very, very good football player. I don't know what happened to him, why he kind of flamed out or something. Did he get hurt? I can't remember. Maybe he was older. Not sure what happened with him, but he was a heck of a football player. Really good football player. A little bit like the guy that I hated playing against the most who played for the Cardinals that year was Eric Swan.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that dude was
football.
He was unblockable. Unblockable. I don't care. The dude was so fast and so strong, and it just was unblockable. I hated playing against him. He was really, really good football.
He was only good for did he have a knee
I don't
injury
know
or
what
something?
happened. Yeah, both of those guys kind of flamed out. Well, thank God, because I didn't want to play against them anymore. They're too good. Give me the Greg Cragans of the world.
The AI version of Michael Carter says Michael Carter finished his 9-year NFL career entirely with the 49ers. After the 92 season, he retired quietly rather than due to a single catastrophic final injury, concluding a legendary run where he won 3 Super Bowls and earned 3 Pro Bowl
I don't remember
selections.
him with the 49ers.
Michael Carter?
Yeah. No. I'm talking about
Michael Carter.
Defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Carter.
Yeah, he was with the Rams when I played against him.
No, he was with the
Was he?
49ers.
Gosh, that's crazy. Are you sure?
Unique for winning an Olympic silver medal in the shot put, a Super Bowl ring in the same year.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. There goes that story. But yeah, he was.
What do you?
But
You got
he
an
played-
11-year NFL career.
But hold on.
You
He-
feel a need to lie?
But he played. So he played in 1999. Because when we played against him in 95,
92.
Okay, that's when he
after the 92 season, he transitioned away from football, finishing with 22.5 sacks. And
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, because we played against the 49ers, it was always Stubblefield and Junior Bryant and those guys. So
here, let me look at his Pro Football Reference in case there was they screwed up on the.
I think Michael Carter played for the Rams in 1990.
1990, he was a San Francisco 49er. 84 to 92, all with the Niners.
Okay. There you go. They all run together.
But you did
was a California team.
You did play against him in Tokyo. You did play in Japan, didn't you? Weren't you on one of those trips?
98.
We played. I thought we played the Vikings and
the Packers,
and the Packers
1 year. Yeah,
we didn't play. So I didn't play against them
in Tokyo. Yeah,
no.
We're talking about preseason games here. What are we talking about preseason for? Preseason.
So what was it you wanted to say about the first game preseason? Or is that was the story?
That was
Goldberg.
Yeah, okay. Goldberg. Goldberg was cut and became a multi-millionaire wrestler because he went out with. He says it in the book. He's like, I went out with Grunhard and Zott, and couldn't make the call in the morning, and they basically almost cut me there. And
Tim got his opponent drunk enough so he could look good.
He ended his career.
Well, there's a famous story about Rick Sutcliffe taking out the Buffalo Bills players in 1991 before the Monday night game.
They looked
including
like
Kelly and Thurman.
They played like it.
Yeah. So he if you talk to Sut, he takes credit for that win.
There's nothing better than like the early days of the casinos here in town before cell phones.
Oh yeah.
And like when I would actually be there till late at night, and you'd be like, dude, that guy is going to be in the batter's box in 8 hours.
Yeah.
What is he doing here now?
Well, I mean, there's some guys that I never did it, but there were some guys that we played with. I'm sure the people are listening right now. They probably were hanging out with some of the guys I played with late on a Saturday night many times in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's just the way it was.
This is what young guys do.
And, there was, like you said, there was no video.
Like every other business, everyone's in bed by 8.
Yeah, Now everybody walks around with a video camera in their hand. So whatever you do is, can you imagine right now? Can you imagine now if Chris Jones was out at Kelly's at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night?
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean,
is it possible you're thinking of Kevin Carter, who was a defensive lineman for the Rams?
No, Kevin Carter was long-haired
Kevin Carter played
guy.
for them later from Florida, right? You talking about?
I'm talking about Kevin Carter, defensive tackle, came out of Florida.
Yeah.
Played for the Rams from 95 to 2000.
No,
that was
defensive tackle.
No.
Okay. I mean, you tell me you're facing a
no, it makes
lineman
sense.
Carter for the Rams. I'm like, I know there was one guy named Carter.
Who was on that defensive line for the Rams in 1990? Because they had some guys. I remember that.
They had some dudes.
The 90 Rams?
90 Rams defensive line. We're going against them in obviously in Berlin, where Soren said that they didn't do any exercising.
Doug
on the
Reed,
fields.
Doug Reed, Alvin Wright, Mike Peel.
Oh boy, that's a who's who of
Mike Peel. Mike Peel is a nice player.
Kevin Green was an outside backer.
Yeah.
Let's see who else was on that front line that maybe didn't start as much. Bill Hawkins.
Yeah.
From
Miami. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Played against him in college. I remember having to go. Was he a defensive end?
Yeah. 57, I think he wore at Miami.
Yeah. He was a good player. But preseason game, they're playing against the Rams here. So everybody's saying, why are we talking about 1990? The reason why we're talking about 1990 preseason games, because that was the question of the hour. But this preseason game,
the question of the hour.
Curtis loves
if you're going to
bogart the topic.
If you want to see the most vanilla, no frills or thrills game, this is the game to watch. First of all, it's the first preseason game. Second of all, this is a team they're going to play in the regular season, so they're not going to show anything.
Yeah,
I mean, if you see a defensive lineman slant, it'll be a miracle. If you see anything other than an inside or outside zone or the basic 5-man or 6-man protection, just a basic protection, That's what you're in for. I mean, it's going to be the most basic, simplified schemes that you've ever. In football, that's just the way it's going to be because, first of all, first preseason game. Second of all, I don't know how many starters are going to play, if any. And third of all, it's they just want to evaluate these younger guys. They want to say, okay, listen, do you have the basic grasp of what the hell we're trying to do? That's it, right there. And that's where they're saying, okay, does this guy know how? Can he stay on sides? Can he get his hands in the right spot on pass protection? Can he, can this guy make a catch in traffic? Now that we're actually going to get tackled, can a guy form up and tackle? I mean, that's all they're looking for.
Would you play Patrick Mahomes at any point during the preseason?
No.
He doesn't need to play to be at his best against the Broncos.
No. Nope. No way.
So why
I would not
preseason
put him in
games?
harm's way. That's a good question.
Is it just this year or any year?
That's any year. That's a good question. Preseason games are getting to the point now where it's basically they're putting in time.
Well, the owners want it because they charge the season ticket holders.
Yeah, and the fans
They
want
gouge
it.
them.
Fans want it because
I don't think the fans.
Yeah, they do. There'll be 40,000 people out there
because they were stuck paying for the ticket.
Yeah, that's true, but they still have to go.
You mentioned many walk-ups. That would be the measure.
Yeah.
Who's walking up to go to the preseason game?
Yeah,
There might be some.
I've been standing in line for 3 hours to get a ticket to this thing.
There's a lot
Said no one ever.
There's a lot of great Chief fans that can't get season tickets or can't get tickets, and this is an opportunity for them to get tickets to go to a game. So they go.
I would rather have preseason football on TV than not. Right, so I want it because I would rather watch a preseason game.
You won't watch it past the first quarter.
Yes, I will. I watch all the backups. That's the entertaining part for me. And
You'll see that pretty early.
Yeah, I agree. But so like I get it, but I'm not. There will not be one penny that comes out of my pocket ever again.
Yeah.
For preseason football.
So
I bought way too many of those stupid tickets.
You and I have been doing radio together for 20 years. And I promise you that every preseason we talk about the same thing. The second preseason game, they're going to game plan. They're going to blah, 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 do this. They don't even do that anymore.
I
mean, it's basically just it's a glorified scrimmage for the backups.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
It's to measure the 40 to 53 on the roster, plus the practice squad.
And the dirty little secret is they know who's going to make the team already.
They know most of it. There's probably a few guys.
There's a guy who may flash.
Yeah.
They got, by the way, people I've talked to up there, the defense has dominated camp so far, according to everybody, and the tackles, including Peter Woods and Chris Jones and whoever else has been playing, the Tonga kid, they've dominated. And when I say dominate, it doesn't mean that the offensive line has played bad. They just have done a really good job of being technically and fundamentally sound. And you can't move that big Tonga kid. You can't move him.
But,
so that's been a good it's been a good camp for the defense.
We'll take a break. One more with Tim Grunhard. He's with us. He's brought to you by our friends at the Plumbing Pro. The one to know if it won't flush. That water's not hot. If it won't drain, it's the Plumbing Pro. Experts in plumbing, locally owned and operated since 1980. Give Coach Steve and his team a call at 816-763-8200. Don't have any plumbing problems? Put that number in your phone right now so you've got it. You can find them online at theplumbingpro.com. We're talking football, people. We'll have football games this weekend. Chiefs preseason gets going against the Rams, 3 o'clock. Tim Grunhard, our football insider, our life coach, Chiefs Hall of Fame center, all-around swell guy, is with us.
Are you worried about the defensive ends at all? Why are they going to go out and get Agba if they're comfortable with the guys they have?
Because I don't think you can rely on FAU. And right now he's part of that rotation. It does concern me that maybe Ashton Gelati's a little more hurt than they had initially thought.
Yeah, I mean the two guys inside with Peter Woods and Tonga. And
who do you think is who would you start opposite George Karlaftis? I mean, don't you think they could use throwing some numbers at that? Because they don't have a.
Yeah.
Ashton Gelati played a little bit more towards the end, but that's not a proven commodity at defensive end.
And Gelati is the guy that they have slated as being the starter. But obviously, they are concerned because you don't go out and get another guy at this point and say, hey, listen, we'll bring some. And maybe you throw numbers at it, and maybe you think that, okay, listen, it's like, hey, get as many relievers as you can get in baseball, and, and one sticks and one does well, and then you found something. So that could be part of it, but it concerns me a little bit. The pass rush concerns me. Chris Jones is a nice pass rusher. I mean,
it'll get a lot easier.
Peter Woods, we'll see. He's flashed.
If Peter Woods and Chris Jones can play at close to his higher level, and Peter Woods is something, and they can't double team inside, then it gets a lot easier.
I agree. I think
it definitely gets a lot easier for the blitzes to get home. The blitzes weren't even getting home.
And he's been
year.
Very disruptive. Woods has had a really nice camp so far. Been very disruptive. He's flashed. According to the guys, he flashes. He just flashes. Which, that's a football term for, he makes some plays. I think we're okay at the tackle position. A little concerned with defensive linebackers. Obviously Drew Tranquil's been out. He's been banged up a little bit. I guess the big concern that I heard is in space and in coverage. They just have not been very good. So that's something we had to look for, see if these linebackers 9-on-7, 11-on-11, run plays. They've been very physical, but they've been fitting well. But anytime, what did we see yesterday? Kenneth Walker III took a screen all the way for a touchdown. That's linebackers. I mean, stuff in space is a struggle. Defensive back wise, the big question is whether Gilman, who is kind of the captain. He's taken over that role of being the communicator, the captain. Whether he has a complete understanding of the defense, because he's going to have to be that coach on the field. Monsieur Delane, he's been doing some stuff now a little bit. He still has a jersey on, doesn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he does. I think probably after this game it will come off. I mean, Steve Spagnuolo called it a shoulder blade. So that's good news. That means to me it's like some kind of fracture or something. Yeah, it's not a joint. Yeah. So that means he should have full range of motion on everything. So there was a report that he's probably about 6 days away. So there's some timeline they're waiting on, and then he should be good to go. Now, he's been out there, not playing full strength, but he's been beaten a few times.
Yeah, he has. And I don't know if you guys heard Spags' press conference, but yeah, I'm sure you did. But
we try to listen.
Listen. So Spags he got about as frustrated as you can get if you're Spags. He's a very positive guy. Very rarely says anything negative, but he sounded like he was concerned with so many guys in the defensive backfield being out and not getting reps.
They asked like how it's coming together. He goes, well, it's not progressing as fast as I'd like.
And for him,
something along that line.
For him, that's about as peed off as he gets. So that's a concern. Those are things that need to be addressed here in the next couple of weeks. All of a sudden, it's going to be here. Denver Broncos are going to be walking out of that tunnel. And defensively, they've been dominant in practice. They've really taken it to the offense, but that's normal. Offenses always take a little bit longer to kind of progress. And with Patrick Mahomes kind of being limited in some of the stuff that he does, that doesn't help the whole process. But the defenses, against our offenses look good. Not sure if that's a good thing or not, because there are some questions still on the defense, some still questions on the offense. But every team right now, for everybody out there, has questions. I don't care who you are. Every team has questions. Will some of those questions be answered with preseason games? Yeah, but the reality is that the questions won't be answered until you line up with a real football game with real consequences on a Monday night against the Denver Broncos.
I said earlier that one of the reasons why I think there's going to be deficiencies, right? There's going to be places where they're like, I think the secondary, definitely to start, is not going to be as good as it was last year. But I do think that there are, if the defensive tackles are disruptive, that opens up the ability to be much better pass rushing. And if they're better pass rushing, they can cover. They won't have to cover for as long, and that will take care of a deficiency back there. The linebackers are concerning because I don't know that if Jeffrey Boss is not stepping in to cover people, it's looking like you really made a mistake because there were some decent running backs available last year that you could have had, and you took this guy, and then he could barely get on the field. And so I think that's of note. But then I also think offensively, would you agree that if they've got a good run scheme, and we all know that Kenneth Walker can run the ball, that if they do that's a full force multiplier. That makes the passing game better. When safeties and linebackers are stepping up and responding and coming like I've got to make a tackle, not like, okay, I'm checking to make sure he doesn't have the ball. That has a chance to let them take several steps up the ladder.
The run game is the elixir for this offense. They need a run game to put pressure on defensive coordinators and defensive backs because they haven't had that in the last 3 or 4 years, and we've seen that. As good as Patrick Mahomes is, he has not been as productive because of a lack of a running game, and that's why they addressed it with the guys they got this year.
Yeah,
we'll see. I'll be watching first quarter.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm not watching anywhere. I didn't watch anything when I was on the team. Those guys were in there. I was riding the bike trying to get in shape. The recumbent bike on the sideline.
Recumbent bike.
What did I say?
You said it right. Yeah. I've never heard you use the word recumbent. I bet
I've used a couple of good words today. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, completely wrong, completely out of context. But I mean, you got them in there.
That's why I fit so well in this show.
All right, who's the only pitcher to toss 3 shutouts in a single World Series? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program. We roll along here on a hot and steamy, busy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Coming up in a little bit, we'll talk to David Lawrence, color analyst for Jayhawk football, pre- and post analyst for Jayhawk basketball. So we'll talk some Jayhawks coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, time to give you the things you need to know. You really just flat out,
Yep.
You may not want to know it, but I'm just, for your own good, I'm going to tell you need to know it.
Your day would not be complete. You will not be complete unless
Yes.
you know these things.
Brought to you by our friends at Modelo. 100 years ago, Modelo began brewing Modelo Especial, brewed with a taste that's pure gold, perfect for hanging out at the pool or just relaxing at home. A rich, full-flavored Pilsner-style lager that delivers a crisp, refreshing taste. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Let's start with some Chiefs talk. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's go Chiefs.
Go down that road?
Yeah, I think so.
Travis Kelce made his first appearance at the podium. He was asked why he's still motivated to play.
You know, I still got a lot of love for this game. You know, I still think I can go out and play at a high level, and I want to go out there and prove myself that I can play at a better level than I did last year. And I think that's probably the biggest thing for me is making sure that I'm accountable for the guys in this room and every single play that I'm out there.
So, like maybe catching the ball this year?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Hence the follow-up.
Kelce was asked where he wants to improve.
All aspects of football, man. Being more accountable when the ball's in the air. There were a few games last year that I feel like I put on myself. In the blocking world, and being able to get my guys so we can spring guys for bigger gains. And then on top of that, just being a better leader, you know. And when we get stuck in a you know, with adversity hitting, who's going to be able to, you know, who's going to want you in that foxhole with you? And that's one of those things that I want to be one of those guys that everybody counts on to be there and get us out of that foxhole.
I can think of one game. The one that jumps out the most is obviously the Philadelphia game.
Yeah.
There may be another one, but that one was the most egregious. Off the arms, late out of the break, off the arms picked.
But was it against Jacksonville, too, that he had one just go right off his hands and into an? He had two just brutal interceptions. One went for a pick six.
It was against Houston.
Was that what it was?
It was against Houston. There was one at the very end when they were trying to get something going. The ball bounced off of his shoulder and his helmet and was picked off by Petro. That was late in that game that essentially almost basically ended their postseason hopes. The one against the Eagles would have been a pick six had it not been for Josh Simmons.
Yeah, Josh
sprinting down the field,
getting on his horse, and
now the pick six was one he just. I think Mahomes didn't see the guy. The guy popped back into a lane.
Kelce had multiple just right off the hands.
Yeah.
Interceptions that were on him.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. I'm saying the pick six one. I don't think was that one. That was the one in Jacksonville where Mahomes the guy just beat him.
How about Kenneth Walker? Travis Kelce said there's nothing Walker can't do.
Woo! You know, Ken Walker's going to be a hell of a ball player for us. If you didn't know that already, you know he's got every trait you could possibly want at the running back position. And on top of that, his mentality, how smart he is, his physicality, his aggression, and how he runs with the football and just plays the game. I can't say enough about him as a teammate. We got an absolute superstar on and off the field at 9.
Hope so. It'd be nice.
It would be. I think he will be. I agree. As long as he's healthy. As long as they give him the ball, as long as they give him the ball in a way that he's been given it before. We've seen what he can do when he runs under center.
Yeah.
When the quarterback comes from under center, so we'll see. Andy Reid says he can do it in shotgun. All the reports are there's much more under center stuff happening this year, so I think we're going to see more of it. Question is, will we see enough of it?
Yes, and will we see it past the point where for one of my fears is that Andy Reid is willing to change and they're going to revamp some things, but you know, a week and a half into the season, things aren't quite getting what they want. Does he go, is he looking for a reason to go back to what he used to do? And if they struggle against the Broncos and they struggle week 2, does he go, you know what? That was a nice idea, but we're going back to what I want to do. That I think is a legitimate issue.
Yeah. Will they persevere? Do they have a bigger vision
Yeah.
of what they need to be, and can they do it?
Pop out and go for 125 and a touch on opening night. Okay, we'll keep with this thing.
All right, one of the big names at camp, one of the camp darlings, if you will, has been an undrafted player, Khalil Benson. We talked about it last hour. Tim Grunhard, if you're just getting into your car and joining us and you missed it, go to 810WHB.com or that 810 app and check out the podcast. Khalil Benson was asked how he handled not being drafted.
Honestly, man, just hard work and competition and consistency, bro. And I think that's really one of the biggest things I took. And didn't let the naysayers really say anything too much, and then kept my head down and kept driving forward. I knew my time was going to come, and really just stayed humble and stayed faithful and kept praying to God and just making sure that I was ready to be called when it was that time.
Like to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounded like some of his answers were short, but it didn't sound like a kid who's, it's too fast for him. He was asked about going from left to right or from tackle to guard. He's like, not really that much of a challenge. So maybe they struck gold.
That's the hope. I mean, sounded
or at least silver.
The trend in listening to Timmy and certainly Sam is that they think Jalen Moore's going to end up being the right tackle, and he's going to be kind of the super sub, which would be fine for him to maybe have an apprenticeship year and then go in for Jalen Moore at right tackle next year. Maybe Jalen Moore plays at a fairly high level, and you get a draft pick compensation for him. That might be the best of both worlds if that can happen. But
and Moore was listed on the unofficial depth chart as a starting right tackle.
Yeah, and I listen. I like what I said. Just hard work, just getting to work. I mean,
yeah, that's the one thing you like. I mean, should he have been drafted? I guess there's an argument for that. But the fact that he had to take the path he had to take to get here, I think is going to serve him well and serve this team well in the years to come.
Yeah, I think he's clearly on the team. They're using him in premium spots. We'll see how good he's going to be. Let's not be disappointed when he's just. Yeah, I've always said, like, what would if he's Andrew Wiley, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Right, but I think in some people's mind, he's best offensive lineman we got. Slow down.
Hang on. If that's the case, then something's gone wrong.
Yes. Dave Tobe, special teams coordinator at the podium, associate head coach as well.
Yes.
Always preseason games. Fun to watch on the special teams because you get an idea.
Yep.
Okay, who's running with the first unit special teams? Pretty good indication that they're going to make the team.
Yes, for sure.
When you see that.
Yep.
So I think that's something you always, like to watch. Tobe said he's looking forward to playing a real game.
I can't wait because for me, this is really the time I get to evaluate, whether a guy can block and tackle on special teams, live tackle to the ground. Plus you're hitting somebody else. I mean, these guys have been hitting each other, for a few weeks now, and it's getting old. It really is getting old. Same thing over and over again. So this is going to be great to have a game.
Offense and defense, we see a lot of 2s and 3s, but for your guys, you need the frontline guys out there.
Yeah, you'll have my frontline guys early in the game, but they're going to be out. So if you watch early, you'll see them, and then it's going to be a lot of the 2s, 3s, and I got 4 deep at everywhere, on kickoff return, and everywhere. So you're going to see a lot of different bodies, especially in the third and fourth quarter.
Okay. On that subject, he was asked who he wants to see on Saturday.
I don't need to see a lot of Nico. Like if he gets one touch on punt, one on kick return, I'm good. I really want to see the off returners blocking, that more than anything. I like to see Bouchard get one punt return for sure. Maybe even Allen. I still got to talk to coach, see if he's up to, with his leg and everything. But I like to see him get one, in the return game. DeJesus, I'm excited to see him. I think he's a great catcher, and he's got a lot of hunger to him. When he's going to be excited when he has the ball in his hand.
Jacob DeJesus, rookie out of California.
He's got Vegas ties, as I had the Vegas people asking me about him. Is he the 5'6" kid?
Yeah, 5'7", 170.
I was told electric kick returner. They said, where are they? I was asked on several of them. I was asked about Jacob DeJesus. I was asked about who are the other ones? I'll have to go back and look. But there were 3 Vegas guys, and none of them went to UNLV, but they all had Vegas ties was kind of the thing.
DeJesus actually did 2 years.
He did go to UNLV?
Yeah.
Okay.
23 and 24. After he went to JC, he was there 2 years and went to Cal.
Let's see. Jaden Ott, I think, might be from Vegas. And then Weimer. Jeff Weimer.
Okay.
College free agent wearing number 5 from, I will tell you as soon as it loads, from somewhere.
From somewhere.
Yeah, there you go.
You said Weimer? Oh, I'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, I will if the...
I got the walk thing pulled up.
Yeah. Where's he from?
I'm not seeing a Weimer on their roster.
Weimer, Jeff Weimer,
Okay.
number 5.
Interesting.
I don't think you're looking very hard. Wide receiver?
Well, 5 is Mansour Delane. I'm not.
That's
seeing
on the
it.
defensive side. They have double numbers.
And they don't have him on their listed on their roster. So, dang it.
I'm seeing Weimer from West Virginia.
Thank you.
Oh, the Chiefs on the Chiefs official roster and their team page. That's wild. Maybe my computer's dumb.
Oh, maybe something's not loading. I'm having issues loading, so
Yeah,
it could be.
every morning there's something with this thing. I mean, it is 9 years old.
Jeff Weimer, UNLV, and Idaho State as well.
Thank you.
There you go.
There you go.
That's why we have 3 people here.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't need Kyle.
Thanks for coming, Kyle.
Yep.
Big help.
I talked to his dad more than I do to him on Twitter.
I get it. How about the punter, Matt Ariza? Remember when he got there and it was like, hey, do you have, it's like different clubs in your bag, different kick? Because I've been talking a long time to, a guy who, first family of punting. Who's the punter forever here?
Colquitt.
Dustin Colquitt.
Yeah.
And Colquitt talking about the different ways that he would spin. No, I just try to boom it. That's kind of what he looked like first year. Well, obviously there's some nuance to his game. The subject about trying to get the ball down close, inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5. Ariza said it's one of his priorities for this year.
That's a big emphasis, and I've never been more excited for those punts in my career. I used to, especially in college, I hated them because I just wanted to hit the ball far. But after hitting kind of a lot of touchbacks my first year, second year having very few, kind of this year I'm looking to be a little bit more lethal in there, still have the mistakes be rare, but it's a game-changing play if you can pin it inside the 5. So I'm looking to do that a lot more this year.
Wants to be lethal. He even said there, you should just kick it, see how far I can kick it. And there are times to do that, but Dustin Colquitt was so good at that. It was just unbelievable to watch.
He was tremendous at it. If Ariza can add that and have the distance along with the ability to pin it down, then
yeah, you've got your guy for a while.
You're in a good spot. But I mean it's a very important part of the equation.
Yeah, if you to just be okay, you don't have to be lethal, but just be pretty good at it. There are some guys. I mean, if it's just always kicking into the end zone, then you're like, all right, you should be able to at least be decent at it, I would think.
Yeah, but I think that will be, the next step for him. It helps your defense out, pin him down, where you can, hopefully keep him from coming back out. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. I think special teams will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Want to see the defensive line, all the young guys. It's always exciting to get the first team, get them out there playing against different color uniform.
And if we get to the point where, I mean, last year it was almost like a punchline. Here's the kick. Here's the kickoff. Okay, where's the flag? Is the flag? When's the flag? There it is. There it is. It's almost like a drinking game when they didn't get a flag on a kick coverage or on a kick return, and it was just maddening, and that needs to be cleaned up quite a bit.
A couple of other nuggets before we break and get to David Lawrence to talk some Kansas football. We'll probably talk a little Kansas basketball as well. But NBA notes, Russell Westbrook, who played 18 seasons with 7 teams, announced his retirement on social media today. Quote, sometimes you don't even know when you've already watched the end. The 37-year-old Westbrook wrote on his post, which contained a video of his career narrated by actor Michael B. Jordan. You had to be there, and now it's over.
He's not Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
And now, deep thoughts. with Russell Westbrook.
If you were an actor and a guy said, "Hey, will you voice my highlight tape for my retirement?" Would you take that gig? Maybe they're buddies; they go
Could
way
be.
back or something. But
Yeah, Westbrook used to be a Laker. Then I think he was
Yeah, he was.
briefly a Clipper.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan shows up to those games.
So you think that's probably what it was?
Yeah, I think they're.
I wouldn't do
buddies.
it. I'd be like, no.
I think if you're Jack Nicklaus or Leo, you're like, nah. Or Brad Pitt.
Michael B. Jordan's a pretty big deal.
He's big.
Yeah,
He's not on
If
their
he said,
tier, I don't think.
Dude, I'll give you $10,000. Paid him some money. Yeah, sure. But if they're buds, why not?
You charge $10,000 for voicing?
No, I'm not Michael B. Jordan
Oh,
either.
okay.
I charge about, well, depends on what it is. For a short book, $2,500.
Okay. What about
for a commercial?
What about dubbing some things?
Depending on who it is. I'll do some stuff for free for friends. Standard rate for a 60-second radio commercial is about between $300 and $600.
Okay. Good to know. There it is. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to venture capitalist Josh Kushner and former Disney CEO Bob Iger for a total of about $12.5 billion. They were involved in the expansion process for the Las Vegas franchise, but now they pivot and they buy the Lakers, who were just sold last October for $10 billion. By the way, if you are Jeannie Buss, and I'm sure she's still, I think it was just controlling interest in the Lakers. So Jeannie Buss may have sold like 51% or something of the Lakers and may have still owned, still owned like 30% and like, hey, I sold to this guy to do this, to sell it for even more. Then I suppose maybe you're happy. But if not, you sold it for $10 billion. And
like, what's the difference between $10 billion and $12.5 billion? $2.5 billion.
9 months later, 10 months later, $2.5 billion, 25% increase.
It's a lot.
Don't you feel like, what was I thinking?
Yeah. And if you think Kushner sounds familiar, it should.
Who is it?
He's the younger brother of the son-in-law of Donald Trump.
Oh, really? I did not make that connection.
I didn't either. I thought, look, he's 41, a venture capitalist. So,
has a venture capitalist made anything yet? Not money. I mean, like a product. Is there anything like what?
No, it's moving it around. I guess. I once was a venture capitalist.
No, you were not.
But I was really bad at it.
You were not.
No, I wasn't.
By the way,
I once shopped at Venture. That would be the closest I came to being a venture capitalist.
So we had this, like, oh my God, there's no better way to make money than to buy a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because how much money they make. Talk to a finance guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, don't we all kind of feel like there's nothing better than buying a sports team to make money, right?
It would seem, yeah. You're just going to print it.
Finance guy told me that if you'd put $12 billion, or if you'd have put the $67.5 million, that's what it was. $67.5 million is how much Jerry Buss bought the Lakers for in 1979. Does that sound right? That sounds high.
I don't know. Let me see.
Anyway, this is what the guy texted me. He said, the return since Buss bought the team in 1979 is about 11% a year, about the same as the S&P 500. So if you put the same $67.5 million Buss paid into Berkshire Hathaway, that is Warren Buffett's company.
Yeah.
If you put it into that, you would now have $183 billion.
He purchased.
So there's better investments
Yeah.
than professional sports teams.
He purchased
Not a
the
lot,
Lakers
but
for $67.5 million at a multi-property deal. Within that package, the Lakers franchise itself counted for $16 million of the cost.
yeah, because I think he got the Forum and he got other things too. Yeah, bought it from Jack Kent Cooke.
Yes, and then would go on to be played by John C. Riley.
Yeah, in winning time.
Jack Kent Cook wasn't a nice person.
No, John C. Riley played Jerry Buss.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, that's what I meant, Jerry Buss.
Oh, I thought, but somebody famous played Jack Kent Cook too, because he's at the very beginning when he buys it. I don't remember who it was though.
Yeah, I can see him, but I can't think of his name.
You'll look it up.
Yes.
Well, I tell you that the Royals and Dodgers back at it tonight, 9:10 in L.A. Catching on Royals TV. Dodgers minus 205, Royals plus 186. Daniel Lynch gets the call. Eric Lauer for the Giants, or for the Dodgers, excuse me. Does this one go? Do the Royals lead in the ninth and then not win? The answer is no. Tonight's the ass kicking.
Yeah, yes. Tonight's one of the.
Oh, we're so close. We're going to do it. No, you're going to get bombed tonight. That is my expectation.
Yeah.
Daniel Lynch will attempt to pace himself, so he'll go 2 1/3, give up 4, and then the ass kicking really begins.
Yeah, you held Shohei to 0-4 last
Yeah.
night. He's coming back.
Tonight's going to be one of those games that I talk about where tonight is going to show why it was so costly not to win Monday and Tuesday, because they're going to have games like this. That's what this is looking like. By the way, Michael O'Keefe played Jack Kent Cook. Michael O'Keefe was Danny in Caddyshack.
That's right. I knew it was somebody.
He was also Robert Duvall's son in The Great Santini, but everyone knows him as I'm a veg, Danny.
He was also John Hamm's dad. Even though he's only like 16 years older than John Hamm, he was John Hamm's dad in Your Friends and Neighbors.
Ah, okay.
Read nothing into the fact that I say was.
Currently 71. What?
Yeah, and how old's Hamm?
Let's see.
I think Hamm's like 56 or 55.
55.
55. When he played his dad. Got started early. Well, we're really trying to act like John Hamm ain't as old as he is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see Mrs. Hamm, you would buy it. She's definitely not as old.
No.
As he is.
Nope.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk some Kansas football next. David Lawrence joins us here in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
Do the show, bitch.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, I mentioned this earlier when Tim Grunhard was here. I had the plumbing pro in my house today. I had somebody was over doing some work on some other things. Like, you might want to have your water heater checked out. It doesn't look that great. Looked at it. I'm like, you're right. It doesn't. Let me see what's going on. Call the plumbing pro. Got somebody over there as fast as they could, which was really fast, by the way. And they took a look and they said, nope, you're okay. Yeah, I know it doesn't look the best, but it's working fine. Here's the reason why. Showed me how everything works. Even gave me some tips on how to check some things, and then headed out. It would have been really easy. In fact, I had somebody try to sell me a new water heater a couple of years ago. They came in and said, I said, well, I just need to change this or whatever. And the guy gets on the phone back to the shop. It's a plumbing place we'd used for a long time. And he gets back on the phone to the shop, and the guy doesn't realize he's on speakerphone, and he doesn't realize that I'm standing right there. And he goes, why aren't you trying to sell him a new water heater? Yeah, that's what's going on. It's a company that had been around for a long time in Kansas City, but clearly wasn't still the company that I knew, that we knew. The Plumbing Pro still is that company. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Coach Steve works here, coaches here, raised his family here. Locally owned and operated since 1980. The best plumbers around. Honest, integrity. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we got today. If he'd have told me you need a new water heater, we can have that in there tomorrow, I'd be getting a new water heater. But I don't have to worry about it because the Plumbing Pro always shoots you straight. Sewer, septic, drain installation and repair, whatever kind of plumbing you need. If it won't flush, the hot water's not hot, won't drain, even that main line coming in from the street, those are some big jobs. The Plumbing Pro handles them all, both residential and commercial. So if you need any kind of plumbing, I can't stress enough. Go with a great, honest, local plumber. Go with the Plumbing Pro. Call 816-763-8200. Don't have any plumbing needs right now? No problem. Put that in your phone now. So when you do, you can call them, 816-763-8200. You can find them online at theplumbingpro.com. Listen, remember, the one to know is the Plumbing Pro.
Jeff Montgomery here from Meva Medical. I love baseball, but football season is one of my favorite times of the year. You don't want to miss that big drive because you're making another trip to the bathroom. That was happening to me before Dr. Brown at Meva Medical treated me with a quick, minimally invasive procedure. It's covered by insurance, and I'm back to enjoying every play and my life. Learn more at miva-medical.com. That's miva-medical.com.
Many home buyers assume their bank has the best mortgage option. I'm Taylor with Smart Home Lending. We compare multiple lenders to find a competitive term in lower fees while offering a smoother process from start to finish. See what's possible today at smarthomelending.com.
It's summertime, KC, and the only thing better than warm sunshine and patio hangouts is a rockin' sandwich from Lafetta Italian Delicatessen. Right there on the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. Lafetta stacks premium meats, fresh ingredients, and bold flavor on the best Italian bread in Kansas City. Baked fresh every single morning. And remember, Lafetta caters as well. Leave the kitchen behind so you can enjoy the sun while they handle the food. Lafetta Italian Delicatessen, 143rd and Metcalf. Rockin' sandwiches, perfect for all your summer celebrations. You're in the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you as we drive through the 5 o'clock hour here in the program. We've got pro football coming up this weekend. We're going to blink our eyes and we'll have college football right around the corner. And coming up really quick is going to be that KU and MU game. That's on September 11th. Looking forward to that in Lawrence. We'll be broadcasting live in Lawrence for that. Plus, big event going on for you Jayhawk fans. Football season, like I said, right around the corner. September 4th, the first game for the Jayhawks. You can be a part of all the fun as the KU kickoff at Corinth, presented by Central Bank. Corinth Square this Friday from 6 to 9 in Prairie Village. You can meet KU football coaches, players, special guests, plus enjoy food from local vendors. Tons of family-friendly activities and plenty of Jayhawk spirit. Bring the family, wear your crimson and blue, and celebrate the start of another exciting Jayhawk football season. KU kickoff at Corinth Square, presented by Central Bank. We'll see you all there on Friday night for you Jayhawk fans. Time to get fired up for a little Jayhawk football. We're fired up to talk to David Lawrence, handles the color duties for Jayhawk football. He joins us here in the program. David, how are you, sir?
Soren, I'm well. Thanks. Rock Shock, how are you doing?
Doing very good, and I'm curious, just where is the excitement level for Kansas football this year? Where do you sit on where this team is? A couple of close calls on being bowl eligible the last couple of years. I think one year even getting an offer and then choosing not to take it. But is this a team that you think can take the next step, or are we still waiting? It seems like it would be. I think a lot of people are thinking nationally that, well, they lost Jalen Daniels, so I'm not sure that they can take a step forward right now. Where do you sit?
Well, I'm excited. I don't think really anyone knows exactly what to expect from their team, and you can talk about the portal and NIL, but one thing has kind of equaled up the playing field, and certainly the Big 12 today. Who has no chance of winning the Big 12? Arizona State, I think, did it a couple of years ago. Preseason dead last. We don't have JD. We have a couple of quarterbacks. I like them both. I'm not sure when Lance is going to name a starter. I think he has said he will, but Cole Ballard, a redshirt junior that has come in and worked his tail off, had a really nice start against Kansas State, did not get the win, but played well and looked good in filling in last year. And then Zeke Marshall, I think he averaged like 10 yards a carry coming in to play some spot quarterback duties. And they'll be doing this, taking the plays from Andy Kotelnicki, who a couple of years ago really had big raves from Jayhawk fans and myself included, took off to Penn State. He is back now. He just brings a lot of juice. His personality is infectious, and I think he's going to be good for this offense.
Yeah, I think that that's the big question is let's back up and say, how much did they miss him when he was gone?
Well, I guess we'll find out this year, right? Zabrowski, I thought, did a good job. Andy, he just has this extra something. He's got great imagination. He can create plays in his head, gets out there and walkthroughs, and they execute them very well. He likes to use a lot of tight end sets, and he throws a lot at defenses with pre-snap movement, and it was very effective. We did some of that in the last couple of years, and I think every coach or every fan will tell you when things don't go your way, just these 4 plays, and things could have been reversed, but it is what it is. We came up short the last 2 years. We had our chances and didn't get it done. And this season, I think they're determined to flip the script.
Yeah, some people are speculating that he's the next head coach. I mean, I don't think that's a matter of public record or anything like that. But some people think that might have had to have been what it would take to get him to come back here. Do you get the vibe that? One, that Lance Leipold is thinking that he's going to end his tenure anytime soon, and do you think Kotelnicki's the type of guy that would be a good fit as a head coach whenever that day does come from Lance Leipold?
I think Andy Kotelnicki is going to be a head coach and be a good head coach. I hope we have Lance Leipold for the unforeseen future. He's really made a tremendous culture here at the University of Kansas. I like the atmosphere that I see in the locker room and the strength training, the juice that he's created, minus a couple of losses in the last 2 years. But I don't see a definitive end for Lance Leipold. I like what he's doing here, but Andy Kotelnicki will indeed be an outstanding head football coach somewhere in the future.
Yeah, He does seem to get the culture of Kansas, right? That is an important part. If you're going to have long-term success, you need to get the culture of the place you're at. And I think Lance Leipold has that as well. Let me be clear about that first and foremost. But Kotelnicki seems to get it as, also. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he gets it. I mean, he's so creative. He's a great communicator. And I think he brings confidence to the huddle. And that's something you can do with that tremendous personality, having the success in previous years. People know about Andy. The tight ends are certainly excited. And I think the offense is excited. And Cole and Zeke Marshall, they'll both be ready to take the reins. And, I think Lance has already said, and Andy as well, that, you could probably expect to see them both out there on the field at the same time, and who knows who's going to start. But I think both of these guys are ready to play, and we'll see just how many snaps. But I think both could turn some heads when they're out there. They'll be tested early, certainly.
When he plays, Dylan Edwards is flashed, right? He just hasn't played that much. How important is it for a healthy, active, bought-in Dylan Edwards to be a part of this offense?
I think he's going to be huge, and I like everything I've seen. I've heard him speak. I've talked to him a little bit. I think he's ready to go, both physically, emotionally, and as people in the area, and certainly Wildcat fans know. I mean, he's just a step quicker than everyone else. But I can't believe you're not going to bring up a big, talented, fast running back from a university that is known for bringing in big, strong running backs. But Syracuse's Jason Willis is a good one. And I don't know if he had a chance to catch him last year, but let me tell you what, he is turning heads. And I think people, when they talk about the running back room at Kansas, when they watch us play, will be talking about both Edwards and Willis. So
you think you can get a nice little thunder and lightning combination there? He being Willis being the thunder and the lightning being Edwards?
I do. I'm not bashful about saying that. I think they will both be a storyline, and it's going to be exciting to watch them play. But didn't hear a lot about Jason coming in, but after watching him in the spring and in fall camp, he's turning heads, and it's going to be a great combination. I think the two of them are going to make Ballard and Marshall better as well.
What about the line up front? I mean, it's so hard, like you said, when you have the kind of changes that every team has nowadays. But that is one of the things that Lance Leipold's always been very good at. How does the line look to you this year?
Yeah, and let's not forget that Andy Kotelnicki, I think what makes him a really good coordinator and future head coach is the fact that he was an offensive lineman. I mean, he knows that. We've got 2 guys returning. We're looking at 3 guys, all with starting experience. Interesting that we lost a center to Oklahoma State, and we have a center coming in from Oklahoma State. That's how the portal works. But Tuika Lavatu and Connor Stroh, both with start. Stroh at Texas, Tuika Lavatu at UCLA, and then Nick Morrill had 2 years of starting experience at Cal. They'll have to prove themselves at this level, but certainly Stroh has done that at Texas. But that offensive line is going to be important, and maybe the focus on the center. I know Amir Herring, who is a returning starter, has the ability to play center. So that's something that could be looked at, but the offensive line will be critical.
Is that? I mean, can you have a plug and play with the offensive line, or is that a unit that it's better to have more continuity? Have guys that have been there multiple years. I mean, I know everyone would prefer continuity over not continuity, but is the offensive line easier or harder when you're turning over those pieces to try to get it to come together as a unit?
They do play as one. That's my old position, and I think it is important. But one thing we know now that you can bring in different pieces, and by the time they go through spring and all of summer, and then fall camp, they seem to blend in pretty well. And every offensive line coach will say they want to use 10. It probably comes down to having 7 guys really ready to fill roles, but Herring's ability to play guard and center, I think, will be critical in that, and because we have 3 very talented guards with starting experience.
Yeah, if you can control the line of scrimmage, then it gets a lot easier to be whatever. I mean, it takes all the pressure off everyone, right? You control the line of scrimmage, then run the ball, then whichever quarterback it's going to be, their life gets so much easier, and I think. Is it safe to say that the offensive line will be the key to their success this year?
I think that's fair. I like putting pressure on my guys up front, and I think they can do that. But I think even more important would be, the quarterbacks and limiting turnovers, making good reads, getting the ball where it needs to be safe with the ball, and being able to know when to take off. They both can. Ballard can run. Certainly Marshall has shown that he can really be a quick factor in there that's going to be difficult for opposing defenses and will, get us out of some pressure situations.
What about on the defensive side of the ball? We're talking to David Lawrence, by the way, color analyst for the Kansas Jayhawks. Where's the optimism on defense?
I think that would be the most optimistic area to look at because you've got some really good players returning. Leroy Harris is a guy they got from Chattanooga. He came in, I think, at 228 pounds. He's 270 now. He's 6'5". He's going to be a difference maker. He's got potential to play into a very high draft pick, and he's a junior now. 2 more years to play, but look for number 33. He can make plays all over the field and be someone that defenses have to account for on every play. Blake Harold, a couple of years starting experience. He's from Iowa, inside, number 94. And then Jalen Todd, he's picked up some weight. He's got starting experience. He wears number 1. He's a corner. And then in the middle, Trey Lathan, he's Pitt transfer, West Virginia transfer, and he had starting experience before he got here. He had a good season last year for Kansas, entered the portal, and then came back. And I think that was a big decision for Kansas, the fact that he did return. And I'm excited this season. it's been a while, and we could go back for years. When's the last time that we had depth at the linebacker position? And I think they may have found it. They brought in some guys from South Carolina, Jaron Willis, Bam Couch from Boston College, Quincy Davis from New Mexico State, and Jabril Alameen from Marshall. All these guys can play, and they join Lathan. That's going to be a big position for Kansas. And they also brought in a lot of safeties who looked the part, and I think they're going to be solid. But two guys really need to step up. Corey Gordon, I think the most likely player coming from Baylor and Louisville, and Kaijon Cummings-Cole, he is from Iowa State. He transferred in. So, and Austin Alexander, who's played a lot in his previous years at Kansas, he looks to be the guy at the other corner for Kansas, along with Jaleel Hurley. So defensively, they return some really solid players. They have brought in a lot of experience, and I think the defense is going to be very solid. Also, they have a senior analyst they brought in, Dwayne Akina, who has coached 3 Jim Thorpe winners in his time. I know he's coached at Texas. He's coached everywhere. Maybe I'm a bigger fan just because he's kind of my age group, and he brings as much energy as a 25-year-old out there on the field, and tons of experience. And I think Lance and DK McDonald, our defensive coordinator, have already said that this guy is making a difference out there, and I think we'll likely see that as well. So we got Kotelnicki returning on the offensive side, but Akina, I think, is going to be a big booster for a defense that has some talent.
We're talking with David Lawrence here on the program. Do you like the way the schedule sets up? I always like getting a glorified preseason game, if you will, type of opponent first to try to get some of the mistakes out against it, and as opposed to coming out of the gates with one of those, really important games that you got to play up front. But then Missouri right after that. So you better get any mistakes you're going to make and get sharp before it, because then it's a giant game with Missouri. Do you like how this schedule at least starts and how it shapes up? I know no one ever wants the 5 road games as opposed to 4 home games in the conference. They've got that this year. But what do you think about the way the schedule shapes up?
Well, it is what it is. Last year we had 2 byes during the season. This year we have an early bye after we go to London and play Arizona State. Then we come back, and I think it's 9 straight. So, that they're ready. It is what it is, and there's a lot of games in a row. They'll certainly need to keep their bodies in shape and healthy and, kind of rest up after the trip to London. But that'll be a big game. It's a home game for Kansas that we're going to be playing a team that's been spending a lot of money on football. So I think that'll be a critical game, and anyone in the air listening to you that's older knows exactly what the Missouri game means, and a chance to play in Lawrence in our new stadium minus the upper deck on the east side. It's going to be a huge game for this Kansas football team, and an opportunity to get a much-needed win against the Tigers.
I think the stadium, I know it's not going to be full of capacity, but it's going to be full, right? I think that's one of the things that should be pretty easy is to get things sold out. And I always think that a full crowd, I mean, again, I know we're going to have empty space where those seats are. I saw it last weekend where they're at. But I think just having people on both sides and having, a capacity crowd, I think that bodes well that we're going to we're not going to feel the full force of what a home field advantage will be, but it's going to feel a lot more like real home games. Do you agree?
Yes. It's going to, it's going to start closing in. It already has. Last year we had the old east side, but it wasn't closed in like it is this time. You don't see the top on the east side, but it's closed in, and the south end zone seats are going to be ready. Going to be a lot of students there. I do think it'll be a great environment, but you know how that goes. You need to create that excitement in how you play on the field. But I'm optimistic, and it could be a a really nice year for Lance. We need to prove ourselves after a couple of years that we just didn't quite finish the job. And I think we have a great chance of doing that this season.
All right, you mentioned money, a team that's spending a lot of money on football. You were talking about the Missouri Tigers. Is the money, maybe an issue now because of how much money's going into the stadium project, the Gateway project, and everything that's there, that, there's only so many times you can go back to the boosters? Like, are you optimistic that whatever the roster payroll is these days, that it will get to a point where they are, maybe more competitive with some of the other rosters that are out there once, they're done paying for all this stuff?
I believe Kansas will. And I think Jayhawk admin knows that. They're going to spend the money necessary. And I think they'll be coming from different funds. Granted, yes, you do make some of the same calls when you're talking about building a stadium and you're talking about raising NIL money. They'll need to, and I think they're prepared to do that. And I think Lance, got those things secured in when he renewed his contract for the future, that they would continue to make investments to make Kansas competitive in NIL, because that will be important. And I actually mentioned spending more money with Arizona State, but certainly Missouri from SEC brings in that kind of payroll. So, yeah, you're competing against a team that is going to be able to outbid a lot of people in this conference. So you got to be ready and play with some of that emotion and bring back what makes that rivalry so special from the past.
We're talking right now with David Lawrence. Time for our final four quickies for you, David. I'll start you with this. Tell me, who's better at play-by-play, you or Greg Gurley? We got to hear a little bit of both of you at the wedding over the weekend. Who did better, you or Gurley?
No question. Gurley could beat me in a lot of things, but I'll take him in the play-by-play standoff.
Good. Yeah, I wanted to make sure of that one. All right. How long is Lance Leipold the head coach at Kansas?
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, it's a distant future. I think he's enjoys coaching. I think his family likes to be here. He just mentioned to a group that I was a part of that, this is the first place he's ever been that he wished he would have gone to school here. I think he's going to get the support, continue to get the support, to pay players to be competitive in a conference that I do think, when he sticks around for the distant future, that he's going to win one. We're going to play a game in Arlington. And I don't know if it's this year or what year, but I think he's going to put us at a level to get that done.
All right. Tell me, could you make a 20-yard field goal?
I'm not a kicker, so I'm going to say negative on that. And how many takes did Brian Haney make to put it through the upright? I think he's trying to keep that close to the vest.
Well, if he's keeping it close to the vest, then he's might be lying at the same time, because and we're talking about Brian Haney's wedding was over the weekend, and David was one of the groomsmen. And in the middle of the wedding, Brian and his bride jetted out, certainly appeared, based upon what we were seeing on the monitors, ran down onto the field and kicked a 20-yard field goal. He definitely kicked a 20-yard field goal. Question was it taped or was it live? He is adamant that he made the 20-yard field goal on the first try. So,
well, it looked like it was live. Gurley and I called it, so it must have been live, right?
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah,
he nailed it, and Jessica, his bride. I mean, he's already got a big W.
Yes,
what a treasure, and I wish him the best. And I was probably the oldest groomsman in Kansas in this past year.
Real quick, because we're running short on time, I'll ask you, what conference is Kansas in 10 years from now, 2036? Or what entity do they play football in?
Yeah, I got to believe that Kansas stays local, that they will stay connected to Kansas State. I know there's a lot of Jayhawk fans that are trying to see something up north, but I think it will be whatever the Big 12 evolves into.
Okay.
I think that's a good place for this team or this university to be at in the future.
David, great stuff. We appreciate it. Can't wait to get the season going. We will talk with you again down the road.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
But first, the La Feta Delicatessen end of the hour answer. Who was the only pitcher to toss 3 shutouts in a single World Series? It has been a little while.
Gee, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I'll tell you, he'd be 146 today.
So he was born in 1880?
1880.
Cy Young?
He was 3rd on the all-time wins list. Christy Mathewson, Maddie, for the 1905 Giants. And there have been four others. Bullet Bill Dineen did 2. 4 others that did 2. He had 3. 4 others did 2. Bullet Bill Dineen in 03, the very first World Series. 1903. And the last 3 guys a little more known. Lou Burdette of the Braves in 57, Whitey Ford of the Yankees in 60, and Sandy Koufax 3 days apart in 1965.
Wow. Two. He did 2 3 days apart.
2.
Okay, that makes
Game
sense.
5 and Game 7.
A little bit of breaking news when it comes to the Kansas Jayhawks. 2027 top 20 overall recruit Javon Bardwell decommitting from Kansas and reclassifying into the 26 class. This, according to Rivals, 6'6" small forward had been committed to the Jayhawks since last October, but now apparently headed back out onto the recruiting trail. I don't know. Maybe I suppose it's possible he could.
LSU needs players.
They definitely do.
MIC.
They definitely do.
MIC, come on.
I mean, do you think that's where he's going?
No.
You think he got a shot?
Shot.
Okay. We'll see what ends up happening. But so the 27 class for Kansas takes a ding.